And we're live. Chatterbox number 88, Planetary Annihilation. I don't know why I chose to name it that. It felt right.
Yeah, why not?
And we've already got Mad Metal Man chilling out in the chat room, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, welcome.
Hopefully this all works out. I had to switch the numbers when I set it up, so hopefully it is actually live and not lying to us.
Well, yeah. Well, apparently it was ready to go a little early. Yeah, right on.
Okay. Hey, for us, this is early, man.
Right.
We're a lot later than this.
Damn, dude.
And
Kind
I
of miraculous
actually
that we get this done at all.
Oh, that's true. I actually went and found a selection of news stories.
Yeah.
So
right
I actually did my job this time around and was like, oh, I better have some topics to bring up and shit, so we're not just sitting here like, herp derp, what do we do? I thought it was well, see, if you wanted to go over the stuff with your game first, that shit was that's always fairly entertaining.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So basically, the game I'm playing, I think I've kind of mentioned it before. Probably talked too much about it already, but it's basically a game where you have your castle or whatever. Everyone has their little castle. You're constantly building it up. You got to gather resources. You can attack other people for their resources. All that kind of shit. And they every once in a while they'll have these competitions. Or they call them events, same shit, where basically, you'll have a goal to hit and there's a leaderboard and all that kind of shit. So one of them was building up your army, how many troops you build up, you get points for that. The other one was upgrading your buildings. The other one was the research thing, which is just, it increases your stats. You can attack more, you have more power to attack and that kind of shit. All right. And I was planning on just sitting them out. Because I didn't have a whole lot of resources and all that, and I wanted to upgrade. I only had basically 2 buildings left before I can upgrade to a new higher level. And I'm at the point in the game where if you're not spending money, it's exceedingly fucking hard to get enough shit together to upgrade without somebody realizing you have a bunch of shit attacking you. Right?
Yep. Oh yeah, that's how those are all set up.
Yeah. So the other night, when was it? Would have been Friday night. A little after midnight, I was actually nodding off and I was getting ready to go to bed, and I'm kind of scouting people to again, see if I want to rate them. You send out a little scout thing. It's this little telescope that goes out and fucking tells you how many troops they have, how much resources they have, and that kind of shit. All right. So right before I'm ready to go to bed, again, actually nodding off and shit, that fucking tired. I scout this guy and, you get a little report. I checked the report and I saw it. It said I had 9, 7, and a 2, and I'm 9,000, 7,000, 2,000. No, actually, it was higher than that. It was 13,9, 13,9 and whatever. And then I took a second look at it, and I'm holy shit, that's fucking millions. Okay, anytime you find anybody with over 1 million, that's a fucking lot, right? So I find a dude that has 13 million of one thing, 9 million of another, and 4 million of the stone, which that one's actually 4 million is equivalent to 40 million. It's worth 10 times as much as the other two.
Holy crap! Yeah, so this dude's definitely living large.
Yeah, and he's a lower level than me, and I guess he doesn't understand, because you have a certain amount of stuff that's protected, up to for me, up to 450,000 is protected. So if anybody attacks you, if you have anything over that amount, they can get it. But if it's lower than that, they can't. All right.
Yeah, so he let us get way out of control.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what his deal was, dude. But basically, I was holy fuck, dude. So I started attacking the dude like crazy. And again, you don't get all of it in one shot. He has 13 million of this, 9 million of that. You get a total of about 250,000 a shot. They're about 200 to 250,000 each time. The marches take a while to get there. And So basically, what I end up doing, because again, I've never seen anything even remotely close to that much shit. Anybody having that much available shit. So basically, first, I teleport. I want to teleport right next to him, so that way the march takes like 5 seconds instead of fucking 8 minutes, right? All right. So, and those are incredibly rare. Like, it costs a lot of money if you want to buy them, or a lot of gold if you want to buy them. But again, this guy has so much shit that I fucking have to, dude. But what's
you might be able to make enough to buy another yourself.
Yeah. So basically, the thing that's fucked up is you also have like these seats of power that your team, because I joined a fucking allegiance or whatever. There's these seats of power, and you send your troops to them to help reinforce them, to back them up or whatever. All right. Well, the one that I had sent to was like over an hour away, and you can't teleport until all your troops are back in fucking base. So basically, I had to recall them, wait for them to get back, and then fucking, well, again, pretty much just wait for them. I'm still hitting them with my other, because I have 3 marches I can do at any one time. So I'm hitting them with my other 2 marches, waiting for that to come back. And again, just praying that this dude doesn't put up a shield. Because again, if you put up the peace shield, nobody can fuck with you. All right. And so basically, so I'm dreading it the whole time. Like, I'm like, not panicking, but I have this weird, like, I'm hyped up. Like, I'm fucking actually like pumped with adrenaline, like waiting for this to fucking happen, waiting for my troops to get back so I can teleport right next to them, dude.
It's like you're getting away with something you shouldn't be getting away with at any moment. The other shit.
Yeah, at any moment, the dude could wake up or see the alert on his phone and fucking shield, and I can't get at him. But dude, he fucking that a whole hour and a half for my troops to get back. Fucking actually, he still hasn't shielded. So I fucking teleport right next to him, and I'm hitting him with fucking 2 marches constantly. Bam, bam, bam. Every 5 seconds, I'm hitting him with them. Actually, every like 2.5, I guess, because I got 2 marches going. So I'm hitting him fucking constantly. I think I ended up having to hit him a march on him like 60 times. But I cut all those fucking resources, and fucking it was really weird, because about 25 minutes after I completely cleared the dude out, he fucking put up a shield, which doesn't make any sense, because he didn't have anything to take anymore. You know what I mean? Like, anybody hits him, they're not getting anything. He doesn't have anything to take anymore.
And then, of course, you spend it all down because you're like, I can't fucking keep this shit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, dude. Is after I got it, I was like, fucking, this is awesome. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. I'm a huge fucking target now, dude. Or if I get scouted, you got to get fucking scouted for no people to know. But again, with these events coming up, now I've got a fucking shitload of stuff to kick ass in the event. And basically, they break you up into like separate, like little sections. Like this group will have 200 in it. This event has 50 people that you're going up against. I don't know how they determine that. It could be random. I really don't know. But basically, there was one event that I really couldn't do much with, because when you upgrade your buildings, not only does it take resources, but it takes time. And I'm at the point where I upgraded my keep, which is your main building. It takes 2 fucking days, dude. So there's not much I can do. You get speed ups and shit like that, which I ended up having to use a little bit. So for the building event, I was just kind of writing it off. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to do much there. But the other events, like training troops and doing the research shit, like right now, with less than an hour to go, I'm at like 2nd place in the research one and 4th place in the troop training one. And the rewards are fucking huge. Like, if you're that high on the leaderboard, like, you get like a shitload of gold, a bunch of fucking resources. So like it makes a big fucking deal, dude. So anyways, so that's happening. And I never shield. Like, I pretty much never shield. Like, I kind of know how to play to avoid getting hit. And, I keep my resources generally below the limits. But I had so many that I fucking actually bought a shield. Not with real world money. It was still fucking in-game gold or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was like, dude, I'm not going to be able to fucking sleep. Like, that's how fucking serious this. It's fucked up and it's sad. I can understand. It's pretty fucking pathetic on my part. But dude, I wouldn't if I didn't get a shield, I would not have been able to fucking sleep. Like, that's how fucking into this shit I am, dude. Right?
You kind of have a similar thing to like the people that I think get in Sea of Thieves who manage to get what do you call it, Pirate Legend.
Mm-hmm.
Once you reach level 30 across the board, there's 3 things to level in, and you have to get level 50 is the top to get Pirate Legend. But like once you reach like 25, 30, it just starts to crawl at such an incredibly slow pace.
Right.
I mean, you have to do. I mean, it's like you've earned maybe 200,000 gold to get there, and you need to earn like 800, 900,000 more gold to get to level 50, if not, you know, 1.5 million, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
In each of those things, and so it's like you're looking at like you're the kind of guy that gets that Pirate Legend hella quick because you're like, oh, I gotta fucking get more gold, man. I need more of that fucking. I need those points.
Yeah, I totally get it, dude. Yeah.
So
No, this game's exactly the same way. Like up through like keep level 12. Keep is again your castle. Through keep level 12, it's pretty easy. It's pretty quick. But starting at that point, like it starts ramping up pretty fucking heavily. Like I said, it takes a huge amount of resources, a huge amount of time to actually upgrade the shit. And again, if you're not paying money, you know, like if you pay, you know, obviously if you're fucking, you know, actually spending real world money, and you know, makes it a lot easier. But if you're not, like me, yeah, it gets exceedingly fucking difficult. You know, like I was like, yeah, because again, if I didn't find that dude, I was going to have to sit out all these events essentially, or pretty much all of them. I probably would have focused on like one of them and tried to be, you know, get as high as possible on that one. But yeah, no, the way I went, I'm literally 2nd place in one and 4th place in another one. And then actually the other one, I'm like 17th place and really put that much effort into that one. So, yeah.
So essentially you boosted your status by like 1 or 2 really like well planned, or not well planned, but lucky sort of like strategic acts.
Mm-hmm. Like yeah, well, it was lucky to find that
capitalized on it, and then we're like, all right, now I got to like really carefully make this work for me.
Yeah, and I got through. Like I said, I burned through pretty much all of the resources. The only one I didn't is the stone, which I have like what 2.6 million. Which again, that's a huge amount because that's worth like again like 10 times as much as the other shit. The protected amount I have again on the other ones, the protected amount's about 450,000. For the stone, it's only like 80,000. So essentially, I have 80,000 protected, and I have 1.8 million or whatever. No, more than that actually. Holy shit! You know, essentially, almost all of that 2.6 million is unprotected. Yeah. You know, so that's like a ridiculous amount. Again, I've been trying my best to burn through it, and I just can't. You know. Yeah, I want to ask that dude, like, what the fuck are you doing? Because we're kind of thinking like he might have quit, and sometimes people, if they quit playing, they'll pop open all their boxes of resources. Because again, your boxes are, you know, they're not available to anybody until you actually open them. So if people are quitting, a lot of times they'll just open everything. And then when somebody finds them, you know, it's fucking theirs, you know, just fucking keep hitting them until you get it all. So I thought that's what it was, because again, it's just an insane amount.
A shield, which makes you think that it's something else.
Exactly, dude. Because again, I hit him so many times, and this was like 5 fucking hours that I was doing this, dude. It's a very long time that I was doing all this shit. Because even being 5 seconds away, I had to hit him a bunch. Actually, I think it was way more than that. I think it was a couple hundred times I ended up having to hit him to get all that shit. But yeah, that's what actually someone else in the game, actually the leader of my little fucking our little alliance or whatever, was like, oh, they're probably just quitting. I'm like, no, dude, he bubbled. He fucking shielded like 20 minutes after I fucking got done with him.
Makes you wonder if it's maybe some younger kid who like maybe just had a lot of fucking allowance or something to spend on that shit.
Yeah, either that or they just didn't understand the concept of the, protected, unprotected thing.
Probably,
I
or
think that
somebody's
was
just like a noob. Yeah.
right. Right. No, well, he was at pretty high level. He was only a couple levels below me, and it's not easy to get there without, you got to kind of know what you're doing.
Was there some sort of
Although
upgrade he could have done if he was like a little, like, was he close to an upgrade or something?
he had plenty of all you need to do the upgrades really is resources, and he had plenty of those, obviously. So
Well, I mean,
yeah,
was it
there were
like,
things he should have been.
was it like really close? Did he just needed a few more to get somewhere or something, or was it like he's so far
No,
away beyond what he
he was
actually did?
no for his level. He could have those resources probably could have got him another 2 levels, dude. Honestly, like not just to keep, but all the other buildings that you have to upgrade, because there's like 10, 12 other buildings you have to upgrade before you can upgrade to the next keep. He could have done all that. He could have probably gotten up to like level 14 with as much as he had. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty fucking crazy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you run into news, man. I mean, in Sea of Thieves, we still run occasionally. I'll still run into people who get pissed off over being sunk. And it's like,
really?
It's part of the game, man. Like, it happens to everybody. The only times I ever really get upset about it is when, before they move the spawns. So, it used to be you'd sink somebody and then they'd be back like 2 minutes later.
Right.
Which is ridiculous because then it's not anything to do about skill. It's just a war of attrition. Like, who runs out of supplies first?
Yeah.
If they're just coming back at you with a fresh ship every couple of minutes, you never have a chance to do anything else. So if you're on like a skeleton fort, which is the big thing in the game I play, the Sea of Thieves, because it's like 15,000 gold roughly that you get out of it. And on average, that might take you 3 or 4 hours to earn any other way, if not longer. So it's and you can do it in 15, 20 minutes if you're halfway decent. It's a huge lump of like big money, like quick boost essentially, and they pop up once every 4 hours on each server.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, so they're pretty rare. Everybody wants it. One pops up, you got to get there and get it and get out really quick, or you got to fight off a lot of people. And there's been a few times before they moved the spawns where we'd sink the same boat 10 fucking times and barely be able to make any headway on the fort because they just wouldn't stop.
Right. They're just constantly attacking you.
And eventually they just sunk us and managed to get like the fort while we were coming back.
Yeah.
So that was like really frustrating. And it's like, well, that's fucking ridiculous because they're not better players. They just.
Yeah. They happen to be there. They happen to finally beat you at the perfect time, essentially.
Exactly. Like just at the end of the fucking thing. And they're and since we're both in the same kind of boat, they're the same speed. So all they got to do is sail really close to an outpost. 3 other players jump off, turn in 3 of the items, and then they just sail to the next outpost. We'll never catch them because we're always going to be going the exact same speed.
Right.
So, of course, the people I was with were like, follow them anyway. I'm like, you're fucking wasting your time. And I'm like,
right. Like, I'm pissed too. I'm fucking pissed off too, but I know how pointless that is, dude.
Yeah, at this point, they won. Yeah. There's no real reason to go after any of it. It's a waste of our time.
Yeah.
Or if somebody's hacking.
But yeah, it's weird how you were saying that people actually get pissed because they got sunk, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I understand people not being happy about it. Like, I don't expect people to be like, oh, ha, 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 I got sunk. That's so awesome.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
Livid, like really angry. Like, you guys are fucking the worst. And they're like, oh, man, you're playing a game. Relax.
Yeah. Well, dude, listen to this. One of the event types that they do like every 2 or 3 weeks on the game that I play is one where you get points for killing or wounding other players' troops. Okay. Which, dude, it's actually whatever they actually call it in the game. We just call it the purge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds right. It's appropriate.
So fucking, I attack all kinds of people during that. I've got a pretty, even before all this happened, I had a pretty decent army. Now it's fucking ridiculous, but it's pretty good army. So I can attack people pretty well, and so I'm attacking all kinds of people. I attacked this one guy who was like a level 9, which is pretty low. You know, he had like maybe 10,000 troops. Like it almost wasn't worth my time to attack him, but I just did it because I didn't have anyone else to attack at that moment. Like I'm scouting and not finding anybody else, so I attacked the guy, right? And the guy fucking like messaged me. He was like, "Not very nice, buddy," or "Not very nice, eh?" Okay, keep this in mind. There was someone else that I attacked who was actually a lot closer to me, maybe one keep level below me, that had 49,000 troops. Okay? And I attacked them until I killed or wounded every single fucking one of them. I didn't hear from that guy. Okay, but I hear from this dumbass who had fucking like 8 or 9,000 troops. He's bitching at me about fucking attacking him.
Well, I mean, it sounds like at that point everybody's attacking everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if the dude just didn't understand. Like maybe he was new, or well, he was level 9, so you got to be around for at least a few. He would have had to have been around for one of those events before. So yeah, I'm like, dude, do you not? I don't even message him back because it's just I don't know, it's pointless because I'm just going to be talking shit, kind of rubbing it in. But I was like, holy shit, like I almost want to attack you more, motherfucker. Shut your fucking mouth. Like sometimes it's best to sometimes you just got to take the hit, dude. Like that's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, sometimes you got to just take the fucking hit.
Well, one of the more important things you can do, like especially in something like Sea of Thieves or whatever, or in your game too, I'm sure, is when you lose, figure out what the other person did that made them win so that you can do that instead.
Right.
Figure out a better way to play so that you can beat that other tactic. Right? Yeah. So it's like, first-person shooters, there's a lot of people who just jump around a lot. You can try to do jumping around too, or did you just call it Sea of Geeks? I might have called it Sea of Geeks. Sea of Thieves, Sea of Geeks. It's not totally impossible, Matt Metalman. But somebody's doing that. You're better off not jumping. Jumping isn't really that great of a strategy because all you have to do is learn how to time it.
Yeah.
So you just watch them jump around a couple times. They're, you just keep juking, going left and right, occasionally jumping, not jumping constantly because they'll set a pattern, and eventually, once you've got that pattern down, you've got them. You're gonna fucking kill them every time and fuck them up.
Yeah.
Or like everybody seems to think that the 4-person boats are like the unsinkable perfect boats, but I've sunk plenty of them playing on my own on one of the smaller boats. So like me against 4 people on a boat, and I've sunk them multiple times.
Yeah, if you got the right tactics, right.
If you realize how much more maneuverable and you're capable of using the more maneuverability of the smaller boat, you can just stay out of anywhere that they can shoot or board you. You just don't go anywhere where they can hit you. You don't fucking let them board you, and you just fucking hammer them with cannonballs. And it may take you half an hour.
Right.
But then again, the battles are supposed to last anywhere from half an hour to an hour. But it might take you half an hour to sink them, but you will if you're good, if you pay attention and you keep on it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, one of the other things, this is kind of going back to something you said a few minutes ago, but there will be people that will get hit by someone who's vastly stronger than they are. And they will fucking turn around and try to attack that person that just attacked them and destroy the rest of the fucking troops they have. It's fucking
kill their own troops?
Yeah, well, they're like angry, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well, there's nothing you can do.
I'm going to attack you back. Yeah. But dude, again, it goes back to the sometimes you just got to take the hit thing. You're just making it worse, and you're not hurting them at all. Like if you're attacking somebody that's like 8 to 10 keep levels above you, it's like an ant fighting a fucking giant.
That's fucking
you're not even going to hurt their troops. Like if you're relatively close, you're going to at least cause some damage. But when somebody's that far above you, like all your troops are going to die, and you're not going to even wound one of their troops. Like that's how fucking high above them. But I see people do it like pretty regularly. They're so angry that they got hit that they fucking, I'm going to retaliate. And they end up wiping out the rest of what little troops they had.
I actually played on that in like a class project once.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing I think I've talked about this before, but they were doing like a game that was a simulation essentially of World War II, but nobody knew what country they were. They were all just like letter designations.
Oh, gotcha.
And essentially what we did, because I got put in charge of my country, and I was just like, I wonder if I can do this. So I managed to piss off every other country to the point where everybody else in the entire class gave up on all their objectives and just decided to attack my country. And so the last turn, when they were all going to do this, because I knew it was coming, because they were like, we're going to fucking annihilate you. I moved all of my troops to a different country because it was warm and they had all the diamonds. So essentially what it turned out is we were Russia, and I didn't know it. But Germany, France, the United States, all of them teamed up to take out Russia, and all of Russia just moved to Africa because it was warmer and they had better like diamonds. So first of all, the teacher was pissed because it's not how World War II went. She was really upset that it didn't go. Like, she'd set the rules up so that it should go that way.
Right. Yeah, it shouldn't have fucking been possible then. Her rules are fucking flawed.
Oh God, it was so amazing. Like, we just betrayed everybody over and over until they all teamed up, and then we weren't there. So the last turn of the game, they all just wasted their time, and we were just sitting pretty in the sun, sipping pina coladas.
The game I play, it's something similar. Like during the purge events or whatever, like you should just never have your troops at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You should be either attacking, or you should be sending your troops out to gather, like send them to the farms or the mills or the quarries.
Keep them out of being targets.
All right. Yeah. They can't. If you're farming, if you're gathering or farming or whatever, they can't attack that farm or whatever where you're at. Now, again, you can only get hit if you're, the only way you can lose troops is you attacking or someone attacking you when your troops are at home. So yeah, every time somebody bitches about getting hit, I'm like, why did you have troops at home? Why the fuck why were they there? Why weren't they out gathering? And sometimes
why not put up one of those shield things or something? Can that protect you? Or
yeah, you put up a shield, nobody can get you, dude.
Why weren't they doing that? Like, if you can't be there to send your troops out, you should at least like set a shield up. I mean, like, think tactically.
Yeah. No, that's why I don't have a lot of sympathy for people that get hit during that event. I'll send them out about roughly a half an hour before, if I'm not going to, because the first 3 hours and the last 3 hours are pretty much the most dangerous times, because people are all gung-ho to fucking get a bunch of points at the start, and then at the end, they're trying to move up the leaderboard and that kind of shit. So those are the most active times. So that's when, again, everybody has their troops, anywhere but home, essentially. And but again, some people just don't understand the game yet, or whatever the fuck the reason is. Will leave at home. What I do is I will wait, because again, people will shield, like you said, they'll do that shit. But those are on timers. You get 2 hours, 8 hours, or you can get a 24-hour shield. What I do is I wait until pretty late in the night. I'll wait until about 11 or 12, which again is 2 or 3 in the morning back east, and find people that the shield expired, or their troops came back from gathering and they're still asleep. People who overslept, whatever. And I can usually max out the points within a couple hours. Because again, in addition to the leaderboards, there's tiers. Like, okay, you get this much point, you hit tier 1, you get these rewards. There's anywhere from maybe 10 tiers. Yeah, 10 to 25 tiers, depending on what type of event. So I'll knock that out. I'll knock the tier stuff out 3 or 4 hours by doing that. And again, what I do is, even when I'm hunting, because I'm up to the point where I can have three different marches going, like 2 of them out to farm, so they're not at home. I'll send them to a farm that's like 20 or 30 seconds march away, so the nearest farm I can find, essentially. And then I'll use the one other one to send out my scout. again, I could keep one of those 2 marches at home and scout twice as fast, but I also don't want to be caught. Yeah, again, I don't want to be caught with my troops in base. So I'll do that, and I can still end up fucking kicking ass. I think I ended up like 8th in the last one, and I spent about a total of maybe 5 hours doing it. Actually playing the game. And there's people that will go for like, they're playing 10, 12 hours, 15 hours of this game over a 3-day period that are not beating me because they're not, doing it smartly.
Yeah. Oh, well, strategy is definitely something that a lot of people lack. I mean, one of the things, so whenever I sign on to Sea of Thieves, there's a couple things I check. First, I don't play if people don't have mics.
Right.
The maximum amount of people with no mics on a team that I'll play if I'm playing with the 4-person boat is 1. If there's 1 person with no mic, I'll tolerate it. But the 3 people have to have mics, myself and 2 others at least.
Yeah. No, when I would play Nazi Zombies, same fucking rule. In fact, I rarely do the one without a mic. But go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, and then the other thing I always check is, are they stocking the supplies? So you have cannonballs, you have wooden planks that repair the ship when it gets a hole, and you have bananas, which are your healing thing. So you eat a banana and it heals your health.
Right.
And those are the 3 supplies, and they're on every island. But my whole thing was, if I'm on a team and they don't want to sit in stock at the beginning and get as many of the supplies off the first island as possible, because it only takes maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, and you can max out a lot of well, you can't max out, but you'll get 2/3 to 3/4 of the way to maxed out,
right,
which can make a huge difference between whether you get sunk if you get attacked right off or whether the other boat sinks.
Yeah.
And so if they're not willing to do that, I won't play. Or if I find somebody in there in the middle of doing stuff and they've got the same amount as you start off with, I'll just look for another crew.
Right.
It's just a bad crew. Like they're not playing smart.
Like
I want to have fun, but not getting sunk because I didn't, because I spent 10 minutes grabbing planks off the starting island instead of just immediately sailing away. It's a lot of fun for me. I much prefer to be the one sinking the boat than the one getting sunk.
Right. Yeah, no, if you got people that aren't willing to put in the fucking effort, dude. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
although I did make an exception.
Yeah.
I got on and it was a couple of like little kids.
Oh, right.
So I helped them get like supplies in, and then I walked them through it, and I helped them sink a couple of ships and get some quests out before I moved on, because I was like, well, they're kids and they're new to the game.
Right.
Let's
Yeah, you can kind of
mentor
fun
them
a little
enjoy
bit.
It.
Yeah. No, you want to kind of give back, because I'll do that too, because there's people like the first time I got attacked, like I went into the chat on the game and I'm like, oh shit, I woke up this morning and found out dude hit me like 8 times while I slept. And then they were like, well, did you have your resources above your protected? And I'm like, what do you mean? I had no fucking idea. It was that early in the game. So somebody actually fucking explained it to me. So I'll pass that on to, anyone else that asks. Or sometimes after I hit them, I'll be like, here, you know why I did this?
Yeah, now that I fucked you over, let me explain to you how you can avoid getting hit in the future. Like, I'm still going to take your things,
right.
But I'll give you a little advice so it doesn't happen again.
Right. Yeah, people don't generally learn just by you telling them. They've got to experience it. So I'm really helping you out by taking all your shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it does. That is true. Like, it actually does sink in better. You make a mistake or whatever.
Yeah, what was
just
I
maybe
was,
in the
I was talking to some chick in VR chat last night. It's weird fucking chick, and her friends, like, they had their kid taken away for 30 days because he had a small welt on his butt from getting paddled.
Oh wow.
I guess they spanked him with an actual paddle instead of just with their hands once. And like, I don't know, man. I mean, if you're not punching the kid in the face, like, I don't really think you should use a paddle, but I don't think that's something you should take somebody's kid away for, because some kids really don't fucking get it.
Yeah. No, I agree totally, dude.
Like there are some kids who
with
need to get spanked, and there are some kids who need a paddling.
right, right.
You know, but if you're gonna, you don't punch the fucking kid in the face, come to school with a big black eye or like a broken jaw.
Yeah.
Busted
Although
up
if they're hitting them hard enough to leave welts, that's kind of concerning because it takes quite a bit to leave a fucking welt.
I'm thinking. So I'm giving the benefit of the doubt here. I'm thinking if you aren't experienced with the paddle and you have it turned at the wrong angle, you might be able to leave a welt without really hitting as hard as that.
Yeah, edge, like the edge could hit him.
That's what I'm saying.
Wrong side of it.
If you got into like hook eye, the kid's moving around.
Yeah.
It's just
no. I was gonna say because
I wish I hadn't said any of that. Oh god! But I'm saying, like, I'm just to give them the benefit of the doubt, like, not to.
Right,
I mean, it might be that they are hitting the kid too hard with the paddle. I don't know.
Right.
Either way, I think it should be like a counseling or something thing, not a take the kid away for 30 days kind of nonsense.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a little too much, and I don't really feel comfortable with the government stepping in on that level right away. I'm sure there's a lot of people who be like, but the children's.
Like it's definitely the spanking is definitely, again, like you said, there's kids that just don't understand anything else. It seems like my ex's son. I tried everything, dude, because I did not want to spank kids. I want to fucking do it. But I tried everything fucking else, and none of it worked. He's a little fucking sociopath, dude. As soon as I started spanking him, dude fucking straightened right up really fucking quickly.
Sometimes they get to that stage of wanting to challenge the other male or the other female. Sometimes it'll be like a daughter that just is not willing to challenge the she just wants to challenge the mom for dominance kind of thing. It's a weird,
right. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it could have been. Although he was always a fucking. Again, even for self-absorbed as all kids kind of are, like his was well beyond the norm. What?
You could absolutely be a sociopath too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm fairly certain of it, dude. I would be surprised if he wasn't fucking like diagnosed as that, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's tough. No doctor wants to diagnose children for some ridiculous reason.
Right. Yeah. No, I guess he is a sociopath as a kid, but he is now. He's fucking grown now. So he is at this point, I would say.
Oh, definitely.
No, it's literally like after being around him for a pretty short period of time, I'm like, all right, if I really put in the effort and really stay on top of this kid, he might not end up being a serial killer. That was my genuine fucking thought, dude.
That is fucked up. That's a fucking intense fucking way to look at it, or to have to look at it. So.
Yeah, well, dude, I'm telling you, it was extreme, dude. It was again, self-absorbed, egocentric fucking kids are, and then I'm telling you, with this kid, it was way fucking different, dude.
Oh, fuck. That's a cheerful point to make.
Yeah, I never fucking said that to anybody, that I knew in real life, but that was the thought I had, dude.
Yeah.
This fucking kid. There's something off about this kid.
You know how many people are lucky that you did. That you thought that.
Right.
Like if I play my cards right, I can make sure that this kid doesn't go out and just fucking kill a ton of people.
Yeah.
How many more parents would step up to do that? Or if a lot of more parents stepped up to do that kind of shit. What do you call it? Maybe we'd have less serial killers. Like it's entirely possible.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Or if we had, a mental health system that actually, because I think one of the things they keep talking about is like if more and more of these mass murders keep happening more and more often, it's like, because our mental health system has completely collapsed as far as being willing to admit that some people just aren't safe.
Right.
Yeah, some people just aren't safe to
some
go.
people are just going. For whatever reason, they end up with those irresistible urges to do fucked up shit.
Yeah, that kid in Florida. Like, that kid in Florida is a prime example of somebody who clearly demonstrated over and over and over that he was just not safe to be out in the general public ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was probably never going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this was
he wasn't
always
going to grow
happen.
out of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it hadn't been a school shooting, it would have been a shooting later on at work or some other situation.
Yeah,
this dude was a ticking time bomb, and it was really obvious, like the number of times he had to be confronted with police and all this other shit. But the mental health system.
Oh yeah, I remember how like it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't 43. It was 47 times. It was only 23. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? 23 times? That's a lot.
Yeah,
you know,
that doesn't make it better.
It wasn't that many.
Yeah. Over the course of a year, if you're over like 10 visits from the cops, I'd say you're in some like fucking what the hell's going on territory.
Yeah, I think even 10's really fucking high, to be honest with you. I think it's 4 or 5 you should be fucking really looking into something. But yeah.
Well, I want to leave room for shitty neighbors.
All right.
Sometimes you might have like just really crappy neighbors that call the cops over every little fucking thing. Like we have a lot of neighborhood parties, and you know, we play music and stuff outside. Everybody's having a good time. But if any of the neighbors came up and said, "Hey, you know, could you guys, you know, turn it down? We're trying to get some sleep. We got to work, whatever." Even if they just wanted us to turn it down for whatever, just ask. Be happy to.
Right.
But yet every goddamn time the fucking the cops would show up. There was one neighbor out there that kept calling the cops every single time we'd have a party. And it's on a Saturday night. We invite everyone. We let everyone know. And we all say, hey, if at any point we're bothering you, come please let us know. We're more than happy to resolve the situation.
Right.
But that one neighbor every fucking time would call the cops. We knew it was the same neighbor because we were pretty sure we knew who it was.
Right. The one dude that's not showing up.
Yeah, but we never knew like what time they'd finally be like ready to like ask us. Well, their way of asking us to turn it down. We never know what time they'd call the cops. Yeah, it would have been 10 o'clock that night, or 11 o'clock, or would it be like 9 p.m. And usually,
you want to hear something even? You want to hear something even worse than that? This didn't happen to me, but a friend of mine had a party, and again, all the neighbors and shit came over. There was like a neighbor couple that actually went to the fucking party, and then when they went home, called the cops because they just wanted to go to sleep or whatever.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, is that fucking horrible? They actually went to the party, but again, they were done partying or whatever. So as soon as they get home, they call the fucking cops and have for a noise complaint.
What a fucking couple of cunts. That is so fucking bad. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Like, how
dude. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's one thing to be the guy that doesn't go to the party at all and calls the cops like an asshole. That's fucked up.
Those guys didn't.
But to actually go to the party and then fucking turn around and fucking call the cops after you leave, dude. That's unfathomable.
I can understand if the party was supposed to end at like midnight and it's 4 in the morning and it's still going. I would still fucking go over and talk to the people, or just fucking put some earplugs in and go to sleep. But I mean, I guess I could understand at that point if they called, like, they're like, look, it's still fucking going.
Yeah, the sun is coming up and you guys are still out as fuck. Come on, dude, please.
Yeah, at a certain point, it's time to end. But I would ask the people first. Like, I would actually go over and just talk.
Right.
But that nonsense where you just leave the party a little early and you're like, oh, it's time for us to go to sleep, so let's just call the police.
Yeah, that's fucking horrible, dude. Yeah, it's unfucking
Satan satire in the audience says I'm a bitch. Yay! I don't even think he understands what I'm talking about, but all right, that's cool.
Damn. All right, for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to be a little distracted because the thing I was talking about earlier is about to happen. So, again, for the audience that probably doesn't give a shit, basically the event is ending at right at 10 o'clock. I have like 4 things going that end at 3 minutes till. And then again, they don't just end, but I have to actually claim them after they end, or that doesn't count. So basically, I'm talking as I'm watching these counters go down. So you got about 4 minutes, a little under, basically about 5 minutes of me being slightly distracted. So fair warning.
So from now on, you'll be like the husband with the fucking chatty wife. Yes, dear. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not that bad, but I'm literally am staring at the fucking screen waiting for the timer to go down. As I'm talking to you. So I'm not looking at the chat or doing any of that shit. I have to make sure I keep my place in line, or I keep my place on the leaderboard, and maybe even move up.
All right, so I'm gonna share one of the stories I saw that was pretty bizarre. I'm not sure. I don't know this news outlet, so I have no idea how accurate they are. This could be like super right wing, but essentially, Soros funded a cell phone app to assist illegal aliens to avoid arrest and deportation.
Wow.
So if they come into contact with immigration law enforcement, essentially they push a panic button on their phone, and it immediately like contacts lawyers and family members and everything like that. I'm not sure how that helps prevent the arrest.
Right.
But I can understand how it might help to avoid like the deportation stuff.
Right.
So, and some of the stuff was pretty bizarre. Like, some woman who's like 42 years old who was 9 in 1985 when she came here illegally with her parents, and for fucking, so what is that? That's 33 years. She hasn't bothered to get citizenship or work that whole thing out.
Yeah.
She gets arrested and deported. I have no sympathy whatsoever. You had 33 fucking years to deal with it. My guess is that you've enjoyed not paying taxes.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's really hard to feel sorry for people that don't go through the process when they know what can fucking happen. It's again, you're like, dude, you were fucking either lazy or, again, a lot of it is probably the no taxes thing too. But dude, you fucking live here. You should pay fucking taxes, dude, like everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then bitch when you get fucking deported. It's fascinating, dude.
It's bizarre. I have no issue with people immigrating to the country. Like, that is not my concern at all. I do have an issue with how people are doing it right now. There's a lot of systems that we have in place that make no fucking sense, like the chain migration and the immigration green card lotteries, where they just randomly are like, well, we don't have enough of that kind of person. We don't have enough of those black people or yellow people or green people, or whatever the fuck choice they're making.
Yeah, or like, just by country.
That's a really dumb way to go.
Yeah, they're just by, we need more people from this country. You're like, why? Because we need more random people. Like, it's not even like they're selecting the best of the best. We need more random people from this particular country, dude. And it's pretty ridiculous, dude.
Absolutely. But this article does beg the question, and I agree. It's at what point does this kind of stuff become aiding and abetting in the commission of a crime?
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
With the sanctuary cities and the sanctuary states, it's like, and now they got like these cell phone ads. It's scarier than My Little Pony. Satan and Satires comment on your video game.
All right.
Oh God.
It's actually a game based on Game of Thrones.
No, yeah. I really, part of me just wants to be like the shit disturber and see like what sort of chaos ensues. I'd love to see all the sanctuary state and city politicians arrested,
right?
And the people involved with this thing, like all these people who are aiding and abetting and people illegally entering the country arrested and tried.
See some justice. Yeah, because they're again blatantly flaunting the fucking law, dude. Yeah, it's fascinating, dude. That they just fucking, like, I don't like that law, so I'm gonna ignore it. If everyone thought like that, I'm sure we wouldn't have anarchy or anything, dude. Yeah.
Oh well, here's
pretty fucking ridiculous.
Funny. Speaking of ignoring the law, because California is they've given the go ahead to have people sign up to try to fill out the get California to exit the United States.
Yeah.
So they're out there getting the signatures to I forget what the phrase is, but in order to get it to put onto the ballot,
Right.
you have to get a certain amount of signatures from registered voters to get it to be voted on. But the irony is California doesn't have the legal option to leave the U.S. Only Texas does. So I don't know what's. I'm not sure how they think that's going to work out. It's not really. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's just a bunch of idiots. But I look forward to seeing the fucking morons standing out in front of the fucking grocery store trying to collect signatures for that shit.
Yeah. Just avoid the Whole Foods, and you probably won't see any of them, dude.
I've seen them out in front of Target a bunch.
Yeah. Oh, really? No, here, like, every time I go to fucking Whole Foods, which it's been years, literally. But anytime I would go to fucking Whole Foods, dude, there was always somebody out there with a fucking petition to sign, dude. Every fucking time, dude. Nope.
Oh, sorry. Mad Metal Man was saying, bye, Callie. Hope you can get some fresh water in your own military. I'm like, hey, I need to seek asylum from Callie if that shit ever happens. I mean, fucking get me out of this crazy place. Oh, man. Because, like, dude, if California left, like, holy shit, they're already, like 1.3 trillion in debt? Like, what are they going to do about that? I mean, they're not enforcing borders, so it's going to turn into, it would just turn into a fucking, it'd basically just be Mexico. It just turned into Mexico, like another third world country. The level of corruption would just be insane. I mean, not that it isn't already insane, but there's still some checks on the insanity. I can't even imagine if the federal government didn't have any ability to check it. We're getting you all and pull an extraction. Thanks, Mad Metal Man. As long as I took my new office chair with me, man. I just got a new office chair that is ridiculously comfortable and overbuilt. Like fucking 4 inches of memory foam in the seat.
Oh, goddamn.
It's like sitting on a cloud. It is glorious.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, let's see what else we got here.
Yeah, 37 seconds to go, by the way.
Get their water from Mexico. I hear it's fresh. Oh, God, that would be so fucking funny. Like, suddenly you can't drink the water in California. Well, you know what? I already have like 4 or 5 different ways of filtering and purifying the water, Mad Metal Man, so it's all good. I'm being a prepper and all, I'm already set for that. I'm like making my own pickles. I'm canning stuff.
He's prepared, man.
Those lacto fermented pickles are fucking delicious. They're not quite done yet. Like I tested one today, but holy crap, are those things so much better than like the regular vinegar pickles.
Oh, right on.
Oh God, it's glorious. Yeah, Mad Metal Man wonders how many other people do. Probably very few. I'm probably one of, except in rural areas. So one of the interesting things about California, when they were talking about splitting the 3 states, is there are a lot of areas that are very conservative in California, but they're usually very rural, so they don't have enough votes to overthrow the crazy liberal cities like San Francisco and LA and probably like San Jose. Well, essentially, there's a bunch of Southern California cities and around San Francisco cities that are just super liberal. That basically control the state. The problem is that the government doesn't really. I mean, for instance, when we were having a drought, and we actually had to restrict water usage, was year before last. The first thing they did was they never restricted water to anybody but farmers, which is ridiculous because there's a huge amount of farming that goes on in California, and like that's a lot of people. They basically just fucked out of a ton of their money.
Yeah, that sounds like again literally the opposite of what it should be.
Well, I mean, look, I don't have a problem with restricting water as long as they're doing it evenly. So yes, you restrict some of the farm usage, but you also need to restrict the urban usage at the same time so that it's fairly distributed.
Right? Yeah, it's not like okay, farmers, you can't have any fucking you can't have any water, but the people in the city need to wash their cars, so they're going to be allowed to keep doing that.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's like, well, then you also need to restrict the cities. Like, you can't water your plants during the day. You can't use more than X amount of gallons per week. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
You know, that kind of shit needs to happen. You're rationing for one group. You should be rationing for all the groups, because otherwise, I mean, they really fucked the farmers over.
Yeah, that seemed incredibly discriminatory. Did they never get sued for that kind of thing?
Nope, nothing like that. I don't understand how that works, but well, usually I do understand how that works, because essentially you're suing the government in the government's court. So the government says, nope, we're not bad.
Yeah.
It's usually how that works out.
Well, goddamn, that's the reason you have the different branches of government. So they.
I know it shouldn't work that way. It just unfortunately does in California.
Yeah.
Look at that. We'll look at District 9, or not District 9, the
Ninth Circuit.
Is it District 9? Ninth Circuit. That's what it is. Ninth Circuit federal courts in California are fucking beyond insane. Like 80% of their judgments get overturned. Yet they still fucking are allowed to function. Like, would you not at a certain point be like, all right, you guys are awful at your fucking jobs, you're fired.
Right. Yeah, you guys are not fucking
right?
You're not fulfilling your office or your branch of the government in the way that it was intended. Again, legislating from the bench is not your, that is a big no-no. That's.
Well, and doing it to the extent that the Supreme Court actually overturns 80% of your fucking judgments.
Yeah,
that's a pretty extreme. Like, you have to go so far beyond the pale for the Supreme Court to actually be like, no.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, I think anything over 10% would be extreme. Like, if you're getting 10% overturned, I think that would be concerning. The fact that it's 80% is fucking just unbelievable, dude.
Well, most of the cases that go past the federal, like the district or Circuit 9, like that kind of thing, the federal courts get returned right back to them with big air quotes advice, essentially, from the Supreme Court. Basically, the Supreme Court saying, like, this is probably what we would say if it comes to us again. Or, we strongly suggest you change your mind, or we think that this is appropriate. Basically, they almost never actually actively make a decision. They usually just kick it back to the court.
Right.
And generally it's followed, not always.
Yeah.
But it's pretty insane when they actually overturn a case. It's pretty uncommon to start with. So for any sort circuit case, let me look that up, because I might be exaggerating that without remembering it incorrectly or something like that.
All right. Well, I finished 3rd and 4th in the events. 17th in the 3rd one, but again, I wasn't really trying on that one. And I still finished 17th, so that's pretty good. But yeah, finished 3rd and 4th. Isn't that exciting, everybody? Aren't you fucking thrilled?
We're very proud.
Oh my god, I kind of feel bad for. I think Mad Metal is the only one that was around to have to listen to my whole fucking spiel about the game. So, my apologies, Mad Metal. But for some reason, I felt I had to get that off my chest and have it recorded for posterity.
Okay, so it probably is 80%.
Yeah, so pretty.
The 11th Circuit and the 6th Circuit are higher.
But still pretty bad.
It's right up there.
The
11th is 85. The 6th is 87. PolitiFact is like, no, they're not the most overturned court in the country. There's 2 worse. It's like, still.
Yeah. What's
disturbing? Let me share this, because this is actually
kind of disturbing. What is the least overturned? Because I would really like to know what the difference is between the extremes. You know what I mean? Like, is the least overturned one at like 4% or something ridiculously low?
No, that's what I was going to say. This is kind of disturbing. Let me screen share this, because it's like pretty high return rate on these. Okay, so it should be up. It looks like the lowest is 42%. So 42, 43, 45, 48. That's still extremely high.
Yeah,
that's 2 out of 5 cases. That's really unreasonable. Like, it makes me think that all these need to be like essentially fire all of these people and get new judges, like from the ground up.
Yeah, there definitely seems to be a necessity for God damn it, I forgot the word. I was going to say reformation, but that's not it. Whatever. It needs to kind of be torn down and built back up if it's that bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
There should not be that many fucking people or that many courts getting it wrong that often, dude. That's insane. Especially not, it's not like this is a fucking local fucking traffic court, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disturbing, man.
Satan and Satire wants everybody to know that nobody cares about me, and we should turn this stream into a suicide stream.
Do it.
Satan inspired me. You know I love you, man. You're my very favorite little devil.
Yeah, dude, and hopefully we will get to meet you in person, dude. Little hug action. I heard you're big on that.
Oh, he loves hugs. Satan and Satire,
dude.
That's his favorite.
Yeah. No more virtual you, man. Only the real thing from now on. Satan and Satire.
Yeah. Okay, I had a couple things that were just like pictures that I wanted to share real quick that I thought you would appreciate. They were talking about Donald Trump Jr. and Ted Cruz. It's a fair point though. I mean, how hard is it to be worse at smiling than Ted Cruz? Did you look at the it's like that is pretty fucking bad.
All right. Yeah, it looks like he's snarling almost, dude. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's
like if he just curled his lip a little bit, it would look like he was angry and ready to bite somebody.
Yeah, well, and then there's Ted Cruz, who has that infinitely punchable face. I kind of like Ted Cruz. You really don't, but man,
no, I cannot get past the fucking I every time I see him talking, he looks so. And again, it might just be his looks, so that's kind of fucked up. But he seems so goddamn smug somehow. I want to punch him in the fucking face, dude.
He's got that personality that says, "Put my head in a toilet."
Right.
I don't know what it is.
Right.
Let's see.
But yeah, just something about the way he fucking the way he fucking talks, dude, and the combination of that with the way he looks, it just fucking rubs me the wrong way. But yeah, I don't really hate the guy, but maybe if it was back in the days where it was just radio, I'd like the guy. I don't know. What do we got?
His values align with mine. So in that respect, I don't disagree. Like a lot of the stuff he advocates for, if he's being dishonest, then I don't agree with him. But he's, if what he's saying is his honest belief, I definitely have to agree. Like that's a fair, some fair points that he makes. Big free speech advocate and that kind of stuff. It's like I can agree with him on that.
Yeah, I think I noticed when I was doing the a couple of years ago, or back before Trump got elected, I was doing the political survey thing where you call up people and make them do surveys or whatever. That would kind of point out that he was pretty heavy on upholding the Constitution, which is fucking amazing, great if that's what he's actually doing. But that seemed to be the impression that people had of him too. So I guess it has to be pretty, when I talk to people that were obviously knowledgeable about that kind of shit, seem to be, consider him again, pretty staunch defender of the Constitution. But again, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't have to like the guy personally to agree with what he says.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I gotta look. I have to do some kind of desensitizing, like just watch a shitload of videos of Ted Cruz to where it doesn't piss me off every time I just see him, and then I can get past it and fucking
just watch Ted Cruz, but then in like a window next to it, like have one video of Ted Cruz and another video of porn.
Right.
Eventually, you're like, Every time I look at him, it makes my pants feel funny. No,
Yeah, now I have a fucking Ted Cruz fetish. God damn it. Right. Now the chick has to wear a fucking Ted Cruz mask. Can't fucking finish.
Oh man, can you imagine the horror look of horror on the hooker's face when you're like, look, this is only gonna work if you put on this Ted Cruz mask.
Right. And we're doing a doggy style here, so can you wear the mask on the back of your head and just please do it? Like, extra $50, whatever you need, chick.
Fucking. Oh man. Oh Lord. I want to see somebody do that, like in a hidden cam, like prank video kind of thing. She's like a real hooker, and just see if she's like, all right, I'm in. Or it's like,
well, they probably would be,
but that'll be an extra $20. You know?
Yeah, no, they're kind of notorious for kind of rolling with pretty much anything. I'm sure they've dealt with way worse than having to wear a fucking Ted Cruz mask.
Oh, maybe some dude played
like, really? That's it? That's all? Okay, fuck yeah. I'll wear a mask. You're not gonna kill me and fucking cut me into pieces, right? Okay, just the mask. All right, no problem.
Just the mask. It's all good. Oh, and I thought this picture was pretty fucking funny. This guy's mom asked him for she could get a shirt that he had, like get it back from him or something. And I guess his dad wanted it or something because it had their family name on it. So he sent a picture of his girlfriend with the shirt to confirm that he'd found it. Right. But he neglected his little fucking BDSM harness setup. So a lot of people were like giving him shit like, the fuck is that rope? And then they'd be like, oh, that rope is to work out with. It's there. They hold hand. Each one holds one side when they're sleeping, so you don't actually accidentally roll over and wake the other one up.
All right. Damn. Like, no, it's like an isometric workout. Something. Yeah.
I thought that shit
was fucking make up some bullshit to cover up for your fucking tying your fucking girlfriend up or getting tied up, you know.
Well, that dude just rolled with it. He fucking sent back a fucking. He tweeted out later a picture of like where you buy each of the parts. It's like, you know, $20. You'll never fucking be happier.
Damn.
So gotta give him fucking credit for that. Like that dude is fucking gangsta. Like,
right. Yeah, if you can play that off.
Here's where you buy the rope. Here's where you buy the harness points. It's all good.
Yeah, well done, sir.
Good question in the chat. Maxine Waters or Ted Cruz? Who's more punchable?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
If they were both the same gender, I'd probably go with Waters. But again, I have a hard time hitting a woman, no matter how fucking outrageously awful Maxine Waters is.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good point. I'm not a real fan of hitting women unless they want to be hit. Then it's usually not punching. Like a little spanking.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, again, you know, feminists want equality, so I guess, yeah, we'll go with Maxine Waters. You're welcome, feminism.
I still say Ted Cruz.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
It's a tough choice, but look, I recognize that dude looks fucking so incredibly. Oh, if it's Joe Biden or Ted Cruz, it's Joe Biden all the way, Mad Metal Man. Come on. Joe Biden looks like somebody who hangs out in a van waiting for fucking kids outside of a school.
Dude.
I mean, Ted Cruz just looks like a fucking annoying nerd that wants to get, you know.
Yeah, Ted Cruz just seems incredibly smug. He's not fucking creepy and sniffing fucking teenage girls' hair and shit, dude. Yeah, Biden, absolutely, dude. In a fucking land.
That has nothing to do with politics. Right, left, any of that shit. It's just Joe Biden is a creepy motherfucker.
Yeah, that overrides looks,
any party,
politics. That overrides all of that shit. That motherfucker is so incredibly fucking creepy. And I can't believe he's fucking get away with the... like, there's video of him doing this incredibly creepy shit. And, like hugging
Hillary Clinton and just not letting go. While
she's,
like, fucking pushing at him.
Right? She's, like, almost leaning away and trying to... Yeah, well, no, that's actually probably one of the more fucking tame things he's done. The one when he's fucking being all handsy with fucking everyone's fucking wives and fucking daughters, dude. And literally, it looks like he's fucking smelling a fucking girl's hair, dude.
I swear to God, man, I don't care what political office I lose. If I had a kid and that dude was sniffing her fucking hair, he'd have a broken jaw.
Yeah, fucking
or a broken nose. We'd smell it through that fucking.
Yeah, I would pummel the fucking shit out of him, dude.
Oh,
like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
I'd call it. I would not be able to do like the people that keep a straight face on the camera after like during that happening. Like you can tell they saw it too. Like the fucking like the you know, at the corners of their mouth, they're fucking the corners of their eye. You can see the stress suddenly like popping up. Like they're like,
no, you can see how forced the smile is, dude. Like they still have a smile plastered on, but you can see they're incredibly uncomfortable, and that smile is again incredibly forced, man.
I mean, how do you not just call it out? Like, like, did you just sniff my fucking kid's hair on national?
Have you seen the one that I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I've seen all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Fucking yeah. I'm like, how do you allow your beliefs to allow that to be okay? I don't understand that at all, dude.
I mean, look, having a career in politics probably takes a lot of work. Like no doubt about it. It takes a lot of work. Being in the right, family and communities, working your way through the right college, maintaining a fucking psychotic blandness throughout your entire life so that nothing could ever be used against you.
Right.
And I can't imagine how you would, even then, I cannot imagine how you would put that above your own children's well-being.
Right. Yeah, no, it's...
I can't, to me, that's beyond me. And I don't even have kids, and I can't imagine how that works in somebody's head.
Right. Yeah, no, it's beyond me to fucking understand that shit either, man.
That middleman says,
but again, I guess if you lived in that environment, you know what I mean? Like the shit they've probably seen is like compared to what they've seen in back rooms or at weird fucking parties and shit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
him
sure.
just smelling daughter's hair, maybe that's pretty fucking tame in his opinion. I don't know, but I would hate to fucking live a life where that is just considered like not a big deal.
Yeah, really. I wanted to point out Mad Melman's comment. How great would it have been to watch one of those little girls just fuck him up, turn around and just fucking like wail on him? I was like, that'd be pretty.
Yeah, or fucking knee him in the nuts or something. Fuck yeah, it'd be fucking perfect. Just turn around, dude. Bam.
That Pizzagate stuff, I wonder, because that's a lot of people to be involved in something incredibly despicable. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there are much smaller scale things going on similar to that. But it would have to be super. Like, how many people are into that? You know what I mean? Like, because
dude, who was the fucking guy that made it? It was all the way to the fucking Speaker of the House that ended up going to jail for a fucking molestation. I forget the fucking guy's name, but the guy made it all the way to Speaker of the House, and he was a fucking pedophile. So yeah, I think it's pretty fucking prevalent, dude. Hollywood and fucking politics, dude. I think it's incredibly common, dude.
To me, it's like, man, I can't say if I was going to some big party and suddenly some people are out there fucking little kids, that I wouldn't lose my shit and start killing people.
Right.
Like,
it's so
it takes a lot for me to even want to fight somebody. But if I saw some dude raping some little girl or little boy, I'd take their fucking head off. I can't, in all honesty, say I wouldn't be like finding a knife and then just starting cutting people up. But dude, that's show up and there'd be a bunch of dead people.
Right.
Probably me included, because there'd be a lot more than me there. Like, I don't think I'd come out of it all right.
But still, you gotta fucking try. You can't watch that happen and just keep letting it fucking happen. You have to fucking try to help that kid.
That's the part. That's the part I don't. I mean, how do you how do you keep it from being discovered by people who will literally just fucking kamikaze on you?
Right.
To that
Well, I
level.
don't know, man. They must be able to. They must have to have some weird fucking sixth sense that they can just sense it in other people that they're into that shit. That's the only thing I can think of. You know, although they kind of say that for like people with narcissistic or borderline, like they seem to be able to, they're going to be able to fuck with that person and they're going to take it like that. You know what I mean? So maybe it's that kind of thing where they can sense it in someone else somehow that, this guy's into this weird, fucking horrible shit too. Yeah, that's the only, that's the only thing I can think
Mad
of.
Metalman makes a couple of fair points. He's talking about Jimmy Savile in England. That guy was one of the most prolific assaulters, prolific pedophiles in the world. And then, the money and power keeps people from talking. It's mafia rules. I get where that's coming from.
Yeah, Bill Cosby, same thing. Apparently that was a very not well-kept secret in the fucking...
Well, there's a okay.
Him.
What Bill Cosby did was okay because it's despicable, and he finally got convicted. Thank fucking Christ! But there's a difference between roofing a fully grown woman and fucking a 10-year-old.
Right. Yeah, rape is fucking despicable, but yeah, actually raping
I wouldn't
a fucking
be able
child.
to look the other way and pretend that everything was cool with Bill Cosby either. But I don't know that I'd be so infuriated that I'd fucking stab him unless it was somebody I was directly related to.
No, you definitely want to put a stop to it, but
you
wouldn't be seeing red and fucking be seeing red and choking the motherfucker to death, or I get what you're saying, dude.
And I'm not one of those like crazy over the top people. Like I fully advocate, fucking like give the fucking people that aren't willing, like they want to touch kids, but if they don't do it, give them the fucking dolls, give them fucking cartoon porn or whatever, whatever fucking keeps them from actually molesting kids. Because I'd rather it just not happen in the first place.
Right.
It's better to prevent than to fucking deal with it after the fact. But somebody's actively doing it. Like I can't even. There's just no fucking way.
Yeah, you lose the sympathy for it. Again, I think I've said that here before. Like I have some sympathy for people that have that attraction because, again, it obviously is not a fucking choice. Who would fucking choose to be attracted to kids? So it's fucked up. And I have some sympathy for anyone that's actually attracted to kids. But you know how fucking horrible it is. And if you do it anyway, fuck you. The sympathy's fucking gone.
Yeah.
All
right, we're harping on this. It's getting too dark. Let's move on to something slightly less fucked up. Plus, we've covered everything to say about it. Really, I mean,
we're just signaling at this point.
Yeah, virtual signaling. Yay, we're anti-pedo like no one else is.
Yeah, not a lot of people are willing to say it, but I hate pedophiles.
Yeah. Let's see. It's Westworld. What's wrong with cruelty to robots? So fucking Paul Bloom and Sam Harris, who apparently he's lost his fucking mind, talk about how like the robots, cruelty to robots and violence against robots would be wrong.
Oh, God.
So apparently in Westworld, there's so it's based on the 1973 film Westworld, which is being remade on HBO. Essentially, there's a playground park thing that people can go to where all the characters are done by robots. So, and then guests can do whatever they want. Some people can be good people, some people can be bad people, like killing the robots, raping and whatever. And that's creepy as fuck, but like their thing is like we should be really careful how we treat robots because that can affect how people treat each other. And I'm like, it's really not the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's not. And again, it goes back to what you were saying about the fucking kid sex dolls for fucking pedos. It could easily fucking prevent somebody from doing something in real life. If a guy could go fucking, a serial killer or whatever, could go murder fucking robots and that fucking fulfilled that fucking urge. How is that?
Man.
How is that wrong? I don't understand that at all, dude.
Hashtag circuits can feel too. From Mad Metal. Well, to me, it was interesting because it's essentially like I read the article. I'm not going to read the whole fucking article here because that's a waste of time. But it's essentially the same argument that people made about movies, TV, music, video games. It's the exact same argument about any form of entertainment that's ever been like introduced. And it's like, things like video games, it's like they've been proven to lower people's, actual aggression in real life.
Yeah.
It's wrong because you can't eat the fucking robot afterwards. Do you kill it?
Damn, dude.
But I thought that was pretty funny because it's just like, if anything, it would probably make people safer in overall, like from each other, because they can go out and enact whatever fucked up, terrible fantasies they have on a robot. That would be amazing because then they wouldn't feel as compelled to do that to a real person, especially if the robot was really well programmed.
Yeah, fucking program the fucking robot to enjoy getting murdered or something. Fuck you, Sam Harris, you fucking idiot. Dude, I find that guy at this point, it's just incredibly frustrating because I've been a fan of his for quite a while.
Oh, yeah?
So, because again, he's usually really fucking reasonable about a lot of shit. Or has a year and a half, 2 years maybe. So yeah, like, how is that your, I don't know, some things I just don't get, I guess.
Well, like, one of the
there's
things
plenty of times when I'm like, oh, okay, that's your opinion, but again, it's something like that, I don't get it, dude.
Well, one of their things is they were talking about, what if robots become like sentient like people? And I'm like, I don't know that that's possible for us to do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not even like a religious thing. I just think from a technical standpoint, like, it's always going to be something you programmed.
Yeah, it's always going to be a machine, unless you're going to actually have it be all fucking organic matter somehow. I don't see how you would, but
I mean, if you're cloning a human brain and putting it in a robot body, then maybe that might be a different situation. But I don't know that you can make a program that truly becomes self-aware and sentient on a human level.
Yeah, it's still, no matter how sophisticated it is again, like you said, it's still running a fucking program, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. It's preordained responses, or even in the case of computer programs, the AI that can learn, it's learned responses. It's not.
It's not a decision true sentience.
It's not a decision based on self-awareness.
Okay, so kind of by Harris's and whatever the other guy's name was, by their logic, in games now, in video games, like the enemy AI guys, can actually respond to your movements. And like, okay, they're going to go over to this spot and hide behind this now because you moved over here. Okay, is it bad to kill those fucking guys too? Like, it's not that different. I appreciate that it's but they're kind of thinking and fucking operating like that too.
Run/happiness.exe. I like that. That's good.
What's up?
Oh, Mad Metal Man in the chat. Run/happiness.exe. It's just like, exactly, like you could make them happy, you could make them unhappy.
Oh, gotcha.
It's all a set of ones and zeros that you're manipulating externally. It's not internally being manipulated. I sincerely doubt AI will ever become self-aware on the level of humans. I just think it'll become more and more capable of pretending to be humans.
Right. But yeah, it's essentially just getting, more complex programming.
Well, I think people want to make it more than it is. So they program things like fear of death or fear of non-existence into them, because that's something that they already have themselves. Like, they're not.
Yeah, they don't want to feel inferior because the robots don't worry about dying or don't worry about
essentially it's their own hang-ups being expressed. So like, what was it, they did that whole I forget what they called it on the internet, where you'd go and you'd chat with the chat bot or something like that.
Right.
and they use that to teach like an AI how to like respond with people.
Right.
And then essentially like the chatbot became like a very like sorry, my throat got all phlegmy.
No worries.
But essentially like it became more human feeling to interact with.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, it's merely emulating responses and calculating all these incredibly complex calculations on how it should respond to certain statements and phrases based on success or failure of emulating what it's done in the previous responses to that phrase.
Yeah, just the fact that it can improve doesn't fucking make it sentient, dude.
Yeah, it's not afraid of death. It's emulating a fear of death because that's what it's seen other people be afraid of or other people show concern for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like, everybody's afraid of death, so I'm afraid of death because that's what humans do. So I'm pretending to be, I'm supposed to be this human. So this is what I'll say.
Right,
emotional feeling.
Yeah, well, dude. I mean, remember what happened to Tay or whatever? I think it was called Tay, the one that I think Microsoft introduced. People just kind of flooded it with like anti-Semitic shit, and fucking Tay became incredibly fucking like Nazi shit and fucking anti-Semitic. You remember what I'm talking about?
That's fucking funny. It seems familiar, but then again, like. Every chatbot that's been put out there has turned into a fucking troll of some form or another.
Yeah, because trolls are fucking flooding it with trolly fucking responses or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I went to chatbot and chatted with it, and it just kept trolling. Like everything it would respond with was troll bait. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Right.
Oh man, but Tay, wasn't that like a 4chan thing though?
Let me see.
That wouldn't surprise me if the thing was that literally like a 4chan raid where they were like, all right, we're going to make this into a Nazi.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was, dude.
Oh, it was a 4chan?
A bunch of people. I don't know if it was 4chan.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
most likely, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't
honestly. Again, most likely it would have been 4chan. Or they would have been at least involved with it.
Yeah, well, if 4chan is anything like I remember, and 4chan is probably everything like I remember. Oh, man.
Yeah, it began to post inflammatory and offensive tweets through its Twitter account, forcing Microsoft to shut down the service only 16 hours after its launch. That's fucking awesome, dude. They fucking made it anti-Semitic and... Yeah.
If it was only 16 hours after
they are autistic. Only they are autistic enough to fucking pull that off fucking quickly.
Well, probably not only are they autistic enough to like be willing to do the work to do it, but there's a few people on there who are probably smart enough to figure out how to make it work, like how to like give scripts out to people essentially.
Yeah, the most efficient way to fucking make it happen.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, you guys are going to plug in these scripts, you guys are going to plug in these scripts, and over this period of time, then we're going to move on to these scripts, and this is how it's going to work, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's fucking
makes sense, dude.
Yeah, turned into a fucking Nazi.
I'm trying to fucking read down to see if they give any. Some users on Twitter began tweeting politically incorrect. Yeah, okay. Yeah, red pilling, cuck servidum. Wrote began releasing racist and sexually charged messages in response to other Twitter users. Oh fuck! It gets better and better, dude.
Oh, Mad Metal Man says 4chan for all your trolling needs, or the name of a good hooker in your area, or a wet work professional. I think 4chan. I think you're looking more like Silk Road if you're looking for like
like a hitman professional hitman. Yeah, you got to go to the dark web for that shit.
But I wouldn't fucking. You're more likely talking to a troll than a real wet work guy on 4chan. Now, Silk Road, on the other hand, you might be talking to a legit hitman. You're not fucking.
Yeah, if they insist on being paid by Bitcoin, it could be.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, 4chan was the one that fucking tried to fucking. Didn't they try to burn that dude's flag? The fucking Oh, what's his name? That stupid actor guy, the little pussy.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that pussy guy.
Yeah.
Don't troll the hitman.
Or they found him. Remember, he was in some weird little shack in the middle of fucking nowhere, somewhere in Europe, and they found him in like 4 fucking hours, dude.
Yeah. But then they got like fucking. They were gonna burn the flag because they couldn't get it with drones and shit. They had like drones with flamethrowers trying to light the fucking flag on top of fire. Oh god, those people are crazy.
Spectacular. Dude, one of the best ones was and again, I think this was 4chan too, where they had again, I apologize, I don't have all the things on there, but essentially what was happening is Taylor Swift was giving a free concert, and people were supposed to vote. It was like Mountain Dew or someone, again, not really that important. But basically Taylor Swift was going to do a free concert at a school. And basically, 4chan, or again, others probably too, but basically voted for the Horace Mann School and ended up winning. And again, the Horace Mann School is a school for the deaf.
That's pretty fucking funny.
Dude, isn't it? It's fucking genius, dude.
Taylor Swift isn't the worst. She's not like, I mean, her music's not great, but
yeah, it's pop trash.
Typical pop trash. Yeah, exactly. But that's a little fucking harsh. She seems to be a genuinely sweet person too. That's the only thing like,
really
I feel bad about. If it was like Justin Bieber
about politics,
well, I mean, if it was Justin Bieber, then I would be like, haha, he's kind of an asshole. Like, I don't feel bad. Or like, Kanye West or something like that. Somebody who's always like kind of douchebaggy. Whereas she genuinely seems like a decent, like nice person who just sort of like doesn't engage past doing her music stuff.
Right. Yeah, again, she keeps her fucking mouth shut about politics. There's really no reason.
But also about
I still found that fucking hilarious. So.
Like, she doesn't really like take like swipes at other people that I'm aware of. Because then again, I don't really follow any of that shit, so I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I think they had some weird thing with Beyonce and her, but it wasn't really her that did it. It was Kanye's dumbass continually getting up and saying Beyonce should have won this award. Like a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, that guy's a fucking dummy. You hear though, that dude's had a big fucking conversion to being super conservative though. Like, he supported Trump.
Yeah, that's right. He did meet with Trump a while back, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, John Legend came on, like, texted him and was like, your support is despicable. Your fans, they count on you. It's unfair and it's unsafe and all this other like racist nonsense about Trump. And I liked. Fucking Kanye's response was like, look, you're just trying to use fear to keep me from fucking being able to think how I want to think, and I don't appreciate it. And I was just like, God damn.
Nice.
I still don't like Kanye West, but I had to respect that response. That was a pretty fucking accurate one.
So I kind of go back and forth on him. Like, he's pretty fucking insane, it seems to me. But then he does, some shit like that, and you're like, all right, good job, buddy. You're still a fucking lunatic, and you apparently actually believe you're a fucking god. But
well, it makes me wonder if he's like Prince, where he's just
incredibly eccentric.
He doesn't understand the real world.
Right. Yeah, no, that's true. I remember hearing a story about Prince where, like, it's like fucking 2 a.m. and he decides he wants a fucking camel or a fucking giraffe. And when you tell him you can't have it right then, he's like, why not? What do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're that far fucking gone that they don't understand that, even with all the fucking world and all the power in the world, you're not just going to get a camel immediately when you fucking want it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, my mental man says Asperger's. Yeah, it could be like Asperger's. Like a form of it,
Yeah, like the mild autism or whatever.
It didn't surprise me. So my brother's got it. It's very similar.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Damn it. Come back.
All right.
No, it's completely fucking gone. God damn it. Oh, that story about Prince, I think, was from Kevin Smith.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, he talks about he went and filmed like a religious documentary with Prince.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
And I'm kind of a little disappointed because one of the things like we know for a fact is there are probably hundreds or dozens, if not hundreds, of unreleased full on fully produced albums, fully filmed and produced music videos for the songs on them, movies, shows, all sorts of stuff that Prince has made that was never released that he just had in a vault.
Wow.
So like,
Yeah,
I mean, you remember how
nuts.
like what's his name? What was that rapper that died that kept and stuff kept coming out over and over? Oh, I can't remember his name now.
Tupac?
Yeah, Tupac. Where like people are like, he's still alive.
All right.
I want to say I think I'm disappointed that Prince didn't have like a similar thing where I'm hoping that a lot of that stuff ends up getting released.
All right.
Like it would be kind of cool to see all these albums and songs from Prince because he was, I mean, guy was nutty in a fucking squirrel shit, but you know he was an incredible artist. You know, he was great.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love to see.
I gotta admit, there are some Prince songs that like, you know, it's not generally my style of music, but
well, and he was also sort of similar to Willie Nelson. He wrote stuff for a lot of other people too.
Right.
A lot of other music that other people released was actually like written by Prince. So it'd be interesting to see what all fucking crazy shit was there.
Yeah. I wonder if that was like a condition of his estate that it can't get released, like something weird like that.
It was probably, well, I imagine all of his stuff, he had family, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So they probably inherited, and maybe there was like his wishes, some of his final wishes were just not to have that released according to them. So maybe it'll be like in 20 years, you know, when they start to pass on and like the younger generation is like, fuck that, there's money to be made. Right. Spend down some of the fortune and some of the fucking, you know, lesser known cousins want a little bit more money.
Yeah. And they start fucking releasing the shit a little.
Or maybe there's like a schedule. Maybe he set it up so that it'll fucking get released for like the next couple millennia. You know, in like the year 3015, there will be like fucking, or 3018, there will be like, that'll be the last Prince album that gets released. He just, you know, preloaded. Every couple of years, there's going to be a new album that drops.
That would be interesting, man.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It'd almost be like the 4chan in real life, like fucking like he was 4chan all by himself.
Right. Damn.
Oh, here was a funny one. This is InfoWars, so take it with a grain of salt. But I thought it was fucking hilarious because it was such a petty, like ridiculous thing to do. So there's two different like cooler companies, Yeti and RTAC, and they both produce like the super high end, will keep your ice frozen for like 10 days coolers. You know, where you spend like $500 or $600 for a fucking, you know, cooler that'll cool like a fucking 6-pack.
Right.
And so the Yeti company decided to like make a huge announcement that they were cutting all their ties with the NRA. So the RTIC company responded by releasing special Second Amendment backing, NRA backing coolers. And so they're going to donate $10 to the NRA with every purchase. Plus you get like a free fucking, what do you call it? Like one of those little cooler, like jugs, thermoses, like a drink thermos.
Nice.
So with the Pelican ones, I thought that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 22-ounce tumbler.
Companies realize that people support the Second Amendment, like, you know.
Well, but not even, it's not even only right-wing people that support it. There's a lot of people on the left side that are like, well, we want gun control, but we don't want to take guns away. Like that's not safe.
That's what I'm saying. Most people, again, not just most fucking Republicans or whatever, most conservatives, most people believe in the Second Amendment, dude.
But what's really ironic about this particular thing is a lot of Yeti's market and who they market to are hunters and outdoorsmen.
Right. Yeah, it's a really
So,
fucking idiotic move, dude.
and it's going to be the same with any kind of major high end cooler company, because the people who really are going to use that are going to be people who are out, mostly people who are out hunting. It's not going to be like your average camper who's going to spend $600 on a fucking cooler.
Yeah,
it's going to be the guy that wants to make sure his like elk meat doesn't go bad and wants to spend 10 days out fucking hunting, you know?
Yeah, it's a really poor decision all around, dude.
It's just a bizarre, like, it's not just bad, it's bizarre. It's like, why would you think that was a plan?
Yeah, like, does nobody explain to you who your fucking demographic is? Like, your fucking target market? Oh, God, dude.
Oh, 40 Mike's in the chat.
Yeah, 40 Mike.
Yeah, he was saying he's hoping for a hologram prince. And then he says do it with Hatsune, but I don't know who Hatsune is because I'm not quite as much of a weeaboo. Like, I do like me my anime, but I'm not as up to date on it as some other people might be.
Right.
Oh, I gotta say, fucking to 40 Mike, I was playing Sea of Thieves yesterday, and I got 2 forts in the same day on the same server. So if you ever feel bad about playing your phone game for a super long time, realize I played for at least 4 hours on a server yesterday.
All right. I don't feel quite as bad, I guess.
Throw the link in the chat if anybody wants to join. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Mike.
Damn.
Oh, I was surprised. Brendan Fraser kind of like disappeared from the scene. I didn't realize that was because he had reported being abused, like being sexually assaulted.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's fucking crazy.
Let's see. I haven't read the article all the way, but it literally is. They basically blacklisted him.
That's fucking horrible.
So that was a trip.
Yeah. Like, as a kid, I assume. Is that what they're saying?
I'm kind of skimming through this. Maybe I'll have to read. This is a long fucking article. I didn't realize how long it was. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back and talk about this.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna have to read the rest of this. It's like a novel on GQ. I didn't realize.
All right.
I read like the first little bit, and it talks about essentially he came out about some sort of abuse stuff. But yeah, it's too bad, man.
Yeah, this just messed up, man.
Corey Feldman was right the whole time. I'm not surprised. Corey Feldman, I think was trying to. Oh, well, I mean, he was a child star, so I think he's kind of fucked up to start with. Because most people in that generation, the children stars, didn't. I don't think they had enough parental involvement, and so a lot of them just got fucking screwed up, like mentally, from doing the stuff in Hollywood. And so I think he's fucked up on that level. So it's hard to separate his ego from whatever he does. But I think in his own way, he was honestly trying to make a difference and help people and stop the abuse. I don't think he can separate like gratifying his own need for attention from anything he chooses to take part in.
Right. Like, he's actually trying to do the right thing, but it's more for, like, he's more interested in the attention than.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually doing the right thing.
He's just so fucked in the head that he can't do it any other way.
Right.
Like, it's not.
Yeah, child stars, man. Yeah, I cannot imagine what kind of mind fuck that existence can be, dude.
Oh yeah, suddenly you got all these people around you telling you you're the most amazing thing in the world, and you're fucking 10.
Yeah. There's there's no way you can fucking come out of that and not be, well, not no way, I shouldn't say, but you got to have parents that aren't fucking lunatics, and that's pretty exceedingly rare in that business, I'm sure. People that are going to keep you somewhat grounded. I think Elijah Wood came out okay. Elijah Wood seemed to come out of that shit okay, but again, that's the exception, not the fucking.
The kid that played Charlie in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory came out all right. He's like a vet.
Right.
And I mean a veterinarian, not like an ex-military guy.
That would be interesting, though. Child star to fucking, fucking war hero or something. That would be interesting.
I wonder if that's happened. I don't know.
Right.
Well, I know that there's one of the people from the SEAL team that took down Bin Laden is an actor. Fairly successful one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Doogie Howser. Really? Let me see if I can look up that guy's. I think he actually is going to be in a movie about that. They took down Bin Laden. Actor.
SEAL Team 6.
Is it Rob O'Neill?
Yeah, why not? Sounds good.
Okay, hold on, because if I remember right, I'll have to figure that out later. Damn it. I could swear there was one of them that was he's like a well-known actor.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not familiar, but that doesn't mean anything,
Let's see. What is it? Rob Riggle, I think it is.
Oh, really? Yeah. That dude's actually can be pretty goddamn funny. Yeah, he was on the Daily Show for a while, and then he ended up acting in.
He's a Marine Corps Reserve lieutenant. Let me see if I can find out.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah. Bad. So I'm not sure. It looks like it's not figured out for sure. I'll say Rob Riggle is worth $7.5 million. I don't care about that.
Right.
Comedian, actor, and even United States Marine Corps officer. He joined the Marines in 1990 and has served in Liberia, Kosovo, Afghanistan. He's an American actor. Maybe he just played a guy in one of the movies. I could be right. I could have gotten that mixed up, or somebody could have gotten it mixed up, and then I read it.
All right.
No, doesn't say anything about it. So yeah, I must be wrong. Maybe he was just set to play one of the SEAL Team 6 members.
All right. It was worth a shot, though. Good try, buddy.
Well, somebody in an article somewhere said that. So
yeah, I know, dude. I'm giving you, fuck you, dude. I'm giving you a hard time. Why not?
I should have fucking. I should have looked it up to see whether or not it's true before I started fucking passing it on. To be fair,
yeah. Or you shouldn't have bothered looking it up, and then we'd all believe the bullshit, and we'd be fine.
Yeah. Well, I just passed on
pretty harmless misinformation.
Oh, the little girl from Aliens is a teacher or something. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Newt. Good old Newt is a teacher.
Good old Newt.
Oh, yeah.
I've never watched Aliens.
Neither of them? Alien or Aliens? Or Alien 3 Resurrection?
No, none of that. I've never watched that.
Oh, wow.
I probably should. Like, they're classic films. I'm sure they're good.
Yeah, they're all right. Yeah.
Oh, we'll probably still be going for like another, I don't know, hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we go till about midnight.
Mm-hmm.
That metal man in the chat was asking how long we're gonna go. I've got more stuff to go over.
All right. Yeah. Bring it.
Um,
Unless he's saying like, okay, I'll watch you guys, but fuck, cut it short, assholes.
time to, he's like, all right, guys, time to go. Man, I gotta tell you, man, anybody out there who's not making your own pickles, fucking make pickles.
Mm-hmm.
They are ridiculously delicious. It is.
I really should try that because that is really one of my favorite fucking foods is pickles. Yeah.
Well, and the cool thing is, I didn't like think about this, but one of the cool things is you literally make it to your own taste.
Right,
so, like, you let them ferment for like 2 or 3 days and then try one. And then if it's not like sour enough, fucking let it go for another day or two. And then try one
it again. And
yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
We're gonna my mom's gonna grow like a couple of different kinds of cucumbers in the garden this year just to try out and see like which ones make really good pickles. Because I'm also going to be canning a bunch of them.
All right.
Well, and in the end, it'll probably end up saving money because, the jars and the cucumbers and the fucking vinegar and stuff really doesn't add up to any more than maybe like half of what you would spend in the grocery store for like really good quality pickles.
Yeah. Like I'll normally buy the boar's head ones, which I mean they're big. It's like 2 big size pickles. But if I'm making that myself, it's going to be a fucking hell of a lot cheaper.
Well, and the thing is, like, you could get, oh gosh, what the size jars? I think are quart jars, like a quarter of a gallon each.
Right.
And you could probably fit, like, if you're talking about like the big fat, like whole pickles, right?
Yeah.
You could probably fit like 3 or 4 of those in each jar and do that way. I mean, it might take longer than 3 days to if you're going to ferment, but if you're going to can, I mean, you're talking. Oh, well, the canning is different. So fermenting can take anywhere from like 3 days to 3 weeks for like the pickles, depending on how sour you want them.
Right.
And they actually taste a little better than the vinegar ones, in my personal opinion. With the canned ones, you make them. Basically, you just keep everything super clean, sterilize the jars. Squeeze as many of them in as you can, as tightly as you can. Pour the vinegar, salt water, and whatever seasonings you're going to put in there, and then boil them in a big pot that just goes like a half inch over the lids with water. Boil them in a pot for like 15-20 minutes. Pull them out, let them sit out for 24 hours to cool off. And then you can either just sit them on the shelf for 4 weeks or sit them in the fridge for 4 weeks, either way, and just let them essentially marinate. So everything, like the flavors get further into the pickle. Yeah. So it's a lot of upfront work, but then the payoff, after 4 weeks is pretty big.
Nice. Yeah. That's interesting, man. I have to look into that.
Yeah. It is super simple, and I just like the fact that like I'm making sauerkraut and like a weird relish thing, and I think I'm gonna try doing radishes, like some radishes and maybe like some bok choy.
Yeah, I'm not big on the radishes. Although again, if you're fermenting it, because I don't like cucumbers at all, and I fucking love pickles, so you never know.
Well, that's the thing. So when you ferment the pickles, they taste really similar to vinegar style pickles, but not as harsh, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like it's the same sort of dill sour flavor, but it doesn't like catch in your throat the same way. It's hard to explain a flavor difference, really. It's interesting because there's subtle differences where it's a little like I could sit and just eat a jar of these and I don't think I'd have any problems. Whereas if I ate like a jar of dill pickles with the vinegar, I think it would give me like really bad heartburn for like a couple of hours.
Right. Gotcha.
So it's like a different acid flavor, just slightly different kind of acid that doesn't. It's not as harsh on your stomach.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's
Gotcha.
lactic acid as opposed to vinegar, whatever vinegar, grape acid.
Yeah.
And it makes it healthier because it gets rid of a lot. It essentially the lactobacters that ferment it eat a lot of the sugars and carbohydrates out of the pickles. So you're lowering the sugar amount instead of raising it like you do with most canned pickle recipes.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
It's like my dad also eats a lot of pickled beets, so I'm going to try doing some of those.
Yeah.
My dad loves those things on salad. Absolutely loves them on salad.
Learn on.
And
sounds like good shit, man.
Yeah. Essentially, it's my new obsession.
Right.
So eventually, my room will just be filled with all these fucking jars of things in various stages of controlled rot.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing is,
I feel like I got you started on it with the sauerkraut thing, dude.
You really did. The sauerkraut made me look into like, can I just make sauerkraut? Like,
right.
I'm like, why am I buying these jars of it? And it tastes good, but I think it could taste better if I made my own.
Right. Yeah, that never occurred to me. I always fucking just love sauerkraut. But yeah,
well, it's crunchier. That's what I've been told. So it's not like it's not anything like raw cabbage, but you get a little more crunch from homemade sauerkraut than you do from store bought. Because the store bought has to be cooked in order to like can it properly so that it's shelf stable. Because once they've reached a certain amount, like even if it's natural sauerkraut, once they've reached a certain amount, I got to pull out some more floaters. God damn, how do these things keep getting out there? Anything that's not submerged totally underwater, you just got to pull out and throw away because it'll go bad. So as long as the water is separating the food from the air, you're safe. But it essentially kills all the fermented stuff in there, or all the fermentation bacteria, as well as all the bad bacteria when they can it, and cooks the cabbage a pretty good amount.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of my favorite things too. Yeah, and actually that's true because there's a place up in Tempe it's called Ted's Hot Dogs. That makes just everything's just really fucking phenomenal there, whether it's regular hot dogs, Polish sausage, whatever. Even their burgers are great. But yeah, their sauerkraut is again a lot more crunchy type. Not really crunchy, but definitely stiffer. Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they must, because it's some of the best sauerkraut I've ever had, dude. And yeah, that place is really weird because it's fucking there's Ted's Hot Dogs back east in the Buffalo area, in the Buffalo and surrounding areas. The only one outside of the Buffalo area is one in Tempe, and I keep forgetting to ask them why that is, because I'm really curious to know why the fuck. It's this. I assume it's just like a family member moved out, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you start one out there?" But it's just weird that it's only this one spot out of anywhere in the country. It seemed like
that makes sense. Yeah, around a family member.
Huh. Yeah, I always kind of wondered, like when I lived back east, did I ever eat at a fucking Ted's? Because again, we went to the Buffalo area and that shit pretty regularly.
Oh man, I got to talk to some chick who, same crazy chick who was telling me other stories. When she was talking about fucking going to Detroit. And that apparently sounds like a fucking madhouse. Like the fast food joints have fucking like Lazy Susans with bulletproof glass.
Wow.
So they don't directly hand you your food. They put it on a fucking tray that rotates through a bulletproof fucking enclosure.
Jesus,
and
dude.
Rotates your money to them that way too.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I've been back there, but it was a long time ago. It was way before, all the troubles started. So yeah, none of that was happening back then. Like me and my friend were walking down downtown Detroit, no fucking problem. Going to White Castle or the Steak and Shakes or
she was told by her father to always have a gun on her and ready to go when she went down there to visit family.
Wow. Yeah,
And she was like, I needed it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, again, like I said, this would have been back in shit. It was at least 15 years ago, probably closer to 20. No, wait, no. Yeah. So again, before it got really bad. I actually went back to watch the first game at the Lions when Ford Field opened, the first game at the Lions new stadium. So whenever that happened, that's when it was, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, what was one of the things that happened when she was there? She went to go get gas, and the fucking car in front of her, she waited like a couple minutes before she got out of the car to go get gas. And some guy just randomly pulled the guy out of the car in front of her, the car in front of her driver's seat, beat the hell out of him, and just drove off with his car. So she just took off.
God damn, dude.
She's like, fuck that, I'm out of here. And then fucking one of her friends from fucking Detroit that she met there, they went out and got fast food. And that's why I found out that they have the weird bulletproof things, because this dude was so pissed that he thought they got, they gave him a dollar short of the change, like the one less dollar that he should have gotten for change. That he fucking pulled out his gun and went back to fucking like go crazy and fucking aim his gun at the drive-through chick through the fucking drive-through thing to try to get his money back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't believe
she felt the need to drive away at that point. It's just like, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah. Although, is it possible she was bullshitting and exaggerating, or do you not think so?
I don't think she was lying. I'm usually a pretty good read, although this was all in VR chat, so I didn't see her face.
Right.
There could have been some exaggeration, but I don't think there was.
Yeah.
I think she was just excited to share the stories because they're so crazy.
Right. Yeah, and it's not again, from what you've heard from how bad it is there, it's definitely believable. So yeah, it's again, I'm just amazed at how much different it was. Because again, like I said,
that's what's interesting. Yeah, you were there like 20 years ago, and you said it was fine. I mean, and then this chick was there like a couple of years ago, and it was fucking war zone.
No. Dude, it was me and a fucking redhead, another white dude, a redheaded fucking white dude, walking around downtown Detroit at night, and we had no problems. So yeah, it's a little different at this point.
Oh, what was I was watching? Fucking. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that was pretty much it. I'm just saying, we got white guys walking around downtown, no problem. Very different, I would imagine, if we tried that walk again nowadays.
No, probably not the best plan. Right. Again, I was watching this video from this Irish chick that came over to visit the U.S. and she and her friend decided to walk around Compton because they had no idea that it was a terrible fucking place to walk around. And she said, like, many people just came up to us, were like, you should not fucking be here. And a few of them were like, you should leave or I'll kill you. And she was like, the only reason like they didn't fuck with us is apparently everybody loves Irish people in Compton. So the second that they responded, they were like, oh my God, you're Irish. That's so cool. So
Did Mad Metal just jump on?
Yes.
Yeah. What's happening, brother?
Same shit, different night, man.
Yay.
Indeed.
So did I make it in time for all the food talk?
Oh, we can go back to more food talk. Yeah, I was regaling about my my fermented pickles and sauerkraut and stuff. Talking about stuff I want to also ferment.
And I was talking about how I was to blame because I was the one that was telling him that sauerkraut is fantastic, yet somehow never tried it in the first 37 years or 38 years of his life.
37 years, yeah.
How is that possible?
I always thought it was
a little weird.
Gross.
All right, don't get me wrong. I understand cabbage is not a big thing for a lot of people, but
I eat a ton of cabbage though. Like we have cabbage at least, we have like Chinese cabbage at least a couple times a year, and we're Irish, so we have like corned beef and cabbage at least once a year.
Oh,
that is my favorite fucking meal still. to the day. It's cabbage. Takes fucking forever to make it. Obviously, you got to boil the shit out of it. But god damn, I love that shit. The fat is so fucking. Oh my god, it's like meat flavored gum. Like that's what it's the consistency is to me, dude.
Meat flavored gum.
Yeah, like it's really chewy, but it's fucking great, dude.
Oh man,
right.
Cannot argue.
You see, I stick mainly with like collard greens over like boiled cabbage and such.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever had collard greens.
Dude, if you cook it right, and by right, I mean you got to cook it with some actual fucking fat back. Holy shit, is it good?
Oh, so you got to cook it with fat back, so it has to be with a certain kind of meat? Or do the fat back just like little cubes of it to just kind of like grease the pan kind of deal?
No, you cut up bacon and fatback and you toss it in with the greens as it cooks and you serve it with it. It's pretty goddamn good, honestly. But your general places that are the best for it are going to be like the soul food restaurants and stuff like that.
Right. I don't know that there are any of those in California that are legit. We have a Popeye.
You mean Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles is not a legit soul food place?
Is there one? I don't think we have a Roscoe's anywhere near me. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I think that's more Southern California, but yeah.
If there's a Roscoe, I would definitely go for that.
I don't think I've ever been to a Roscoe's.
Chicken. Yeah, actually, I think they're only Southern California, right? Or am I mistaken about that?
I'm pretty sure they're not around here, so at least that cuts Central Texas out of it.
Yeah, I'm in Arizona.
Oh, these are all in Los Angeles.
I don't have any here.
Yeah. Long Beach, Hollywood. Can I get it delivered?
Shit, can I get it delivered?
But I think they have collard greens. It looks like that's collard greens. Let me screen share. This is how little I know about collard greens. I think that's collard greens.
Dumbass.
Oh, is that okra?
Yeah, no, that looks like collard greens because it's a broadleaf vegetable, similar to spinach, but a little bit bulkier, and it usually looks like that.
Oh, I am a big fan of spinach.
So speaking of spinach, there's a place in Austin called Red's. They do this flash fried spinach, and I've never had spinach that literally melts once you put it on your tongue.
Ooh, you had me at fried.
Wow.
It's incredible, man. Yeah. Like I don't even know where to begin to explain it. It is fan-fucking-tastic.
That does sound really good. Does it end up crispy, crunchy, or does it end up soft?
Okay, so if you pick it up, it's it almost feels like a dried leaf a little bit.
Ooh.
But they salt it and they put some Parmesan on it, and once you pop it in your mouth, like you get about maybe that first chomp down, and it just kind of melts in your mouth. Like it's one of the most savory things I've come across in a while.
Yeah. So it's almost like when it hits your tongue, it kind of gets rehydrated and just kind of melts. Yeah, that sounds fucking fantastic.
It does sound really good.
It's not filling in the slightest. Like this is something that you will starve to death if you try to just eat this.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
Little appetizer.
Oh yeah, definitely an appetizer. Definitely like I would say garnish, but it would be like a palate garnish. Like you just you toss it on with a little bit of food, and it just makes it better. Especially a good burger.
Freeze-dried crunchy blueberries that I just tried not long ago. We get weird shit at the program I work at, and I was stuck there overnight, like staying awake for whatever reason. And they have these little bags where it's like a cup of blueberries that's been freeze-dried to make them crunchy, almost like popcorn. And it was actually pretty darn good. It was very satisfying for some reason. Because
I'm gonna have to hunt these down.
Yeah, let's see. Homegrown Organic Farms, I think, is the name of the company. Yeah, homegrown organic farms. Oh, they're in California, so you may have to like order them, but they're freeze dried, so I'm sure they ship them. They'd be crazy not to.
Well, and there is unfortunately several Whole Foods near me, so maybe I can go there. Maybe I'll be asked to sign a petition to let California exit the United States.
Yeah. I don't know that they even have a petition in Texas for that, or just assume that everybody agreed.
Right.
Dude,
nobody wants
Texas
them.
agrees. We know that.
Yeah.
There are enough people in Austin from California that I'm pretty sure somebody's going to get the bright idea to ask around Texas for that.
Oh yeah. Well, the ones I've seen out in front of Target are like, that's obviously it's their job to get signatures on petitions because they have all these conflicting petitions. So it'll be like stuff for and stuff against, and they want you to sign both of them.
Hey, can you do me a favor and sign this pro-gun thing? Oh, and hey, while I have you here, can you sign this anti-gun thing?
Exactly like that. I just signed all of them once because I thought it was entertaining to listen to the guy run his spiel, and I'm like, this is such nonsense.
Right, but, just completely contradicting what he just said.
Yeah, and then
now that you've signed that, let me tell you about the exact opposite of what I just said.
Yeah, it's just to
now
get stuff
that
on
you've had your abortion. Let me tell you all about pro-life.
Yeah. Here, have a shrimp popper. No.
Damn.
Yeah, I always take it to a dark place.
Hey, no, that's cool, man. I was looking down while I was laughing. So,
what is it? No, that's where I first heard they were legitimately going to try to get it on the ballot to vote to split California into 3 states, and it's made it.
Wow.
And a lot of people are concerned that it's just an attempt to get more left-wing Senate seats, because essentially, like, the representatives would stay the same. Like, it would just get proportioned depending on population of the 3 states if they split up. But they'd have to add 4 more seats to the Senate.
Right.
Every state.
Well, there'd also be. I was going to say there'd also be the redistricting in each individual county, and God, that's going to be a nightmare.
Well, yeah, that would be a nightmare for sure. But the thing is, I'm pretty certain, based on where they were talking about splitting it, you'd end up with 1 super left-wing state, 1 very much right-wing state, and 1 state that would be kind of like a swing state, sort of similar to Pennsylvania in its leanings. Like it's a little more liberal than conservative, but not like 55 to 45%, kind of like not a super high ratio. So I think it would end up balancing out exactly. Like, I don't think it would change the balance of the Senate very much. But it would change the representatives, I think, a little bit.
And would it also change the Electoral College?
No, the Electoral College, I believe, is based upon the number of people in the representative.
Yeah, I think what he's saying is, even though it's only 55-45, there's a huge amount of electoral votes in California. So if you split it into 3,
if you split it
2/3 of those could end up going Republican.
Yeah, well, 1/3 would definitely go Republican, so it would definitely sway more towards the Republican thing. But the other one would be a swing state, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing.
Right.
I think you were talking about it dates-wise, that it should probably be based on percentages. Like, if 50% of a state votes, 51% of the state votes, Republican, and 49 votes Democrat, maybe 51% should vote of their electors should vote Republican and 49 should vote Democrat. Like it shouldn't be.
Yeah, instead of being one person, one Democrat against one Republican, it should kind of be to the point where, I think it should be like actually bigger, much bigger districts, but like the top 5 vote getters get in. So that's why, if you have an area that, might get somebody other than a Democrat or Republican in, that would have no fucking shot at having representation under the current system.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of like 80% of a state votes for one thing, but 20% votes for the other. Then only 80% of the electors vote for that thing, and 20% of the electors vote for the other.
Right.
I mean, it sounds like a fair representation.
Yeah, it sounds like a little more accurate representation as well.
Yeah, and that way again, the ones that might, have a fairly large minority that has absolute representation, under that system, they easily could. You have maybe 10 to 12, 15% of people, but you have zero representation. That's not enough to win a one-on-one election or whatever.
Well, it makes each candidate more beholden to the people.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't just have to win 51% of the votes in the state. You probably need to win a lot more than 51% of the votes in every state that you can.
Right.
I don't know. I think it would be a little more interesting.
I'm all down for that, but I would still want to see some sort of voter registration put in place.
Oh, absolutely. I want voter ID enforced. Like there needs to be. You should have to prove you're a citizen to vote, and that you can only vote once. There needs to be a better system in place for that one too, because like they've proven there's people who've voted like several times in an election.
Yeah, can I do that for myself?
It's pretty ridiculous.
Can I just vote for myself multiple times? Push myself up into that political office.
There you go.
Yeah.
And now the comptroller by all 50,000 of Mad Metal Man's votes. Mad Metal Man. I like that.
All right, for the win. Sweet.
Hey, since Mad Metal's here, do you guys mind if I go? I gotta go like check on my son and do some other shit real quick. Do you guys mind if I step away for like 5 minutes?
No, do what you do, man.
God, no.
All right.
No.
Right on. I appreciate it. All right. All right. I'll be back.
All right. Right on, man. Yeah.
Now you're mine.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I also think you'd be more likely to get more third party, more of a chance for a third party to win.
Oh, definitely. And let's be honest, we need a third, fourth, fifth, 20th fucking party.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm so sick of this, left or right. Which one do you want? Can I stay in the middle? Because I agree kind of with both sides on certain things.
Yeah, well, we need more middle ground. That's for fucking sure. We need more people who are more centrist.
I honestly think we need not only more centrist people, but look, I appreciate everyone being, super enthusiastic about their fucking religion. But when you have, what is it, like 70-80% of people in there making judgments based entirely upon their religion, or at least claiming as such.
Yeah, claiming it at least. I don't know about they're really religious, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like, a simple one would be the abortion thing. I am all for regulations of abortion clinics, and I mean pretty goddamn staunch ones. I expect there to be inspections of it, and I expect it to be held to the same exact standards as any other surgical office.
Well, and then haven't abortion clinics been caught numerous times selling the parts of the babies?
Yeah, that being the other thing, that shit needs to stop too. Or they need to if that's the only way they can fund it, then they need to find ways of paying the parents off for it. Like the abortion needs to be free, plus you get a little bit of money because, well, you're.
Well, I don't want to
handing over.
incentivize abortion, though. I think that
Oh,
might be
yeah,
a little
good
too
point.
far. But
Yeah,
what I was going to
that
say
is a good
is,
point.
if it's a case where the genetic material is so valuable for research that it's essentially necessary, it should be up to the mom whether or not the material is used in that way, and it should never be for profit.
Right.
So if they're getting enough money to keep the funding going so that it doesn't have to close down and it's not costing the moms anything, that's fine. But if they're making, fuckloads of money and a huge profit, then that's crossing the line for me. If you see what I'm saying. Like, I think that makes sense, but it should definitely be all above board no matter how it works out. Because goddamn, is that creepy.
Yeah, no, that's exceptionally creepy.
Or they could just sell it to pedophiles, and that's what Pizzagate's really all about. No.
Oh God.
Okay, I took that way too dark. I'm sorry.
Damn, man. Like I'm one of those guys that I like living in the dark, but Jesus.
Sorry, I am a terrible human being. I'll admit it.
That's a black hole void right there, man.
I stared too long into the fucking void, and it stared back into me, and built a house.
It's got a nice little 5-bedroom condo in there.
Yeah, and the corners of my soul. Yeah, no, that is a little creepy. But I mean, there's a lot of other shit that goes on that's like I'm all for getting off of oil dependence, and fracking is partially helping that. But people's tap water is lighting on fire, so clearly we don't understand fully what we're doing. So maybe we should put just a little halt on that until we get a little more idea of how much damage is really being done, like how far reaching that is.
Well, I'm still coming back to this marveled idea of, we need to expand human life past this planet. We need to start looking into space exploration and all that. And it's like, no, we don't. We don't even understand our own fucking planet. When you cannot even tell me what the hell is at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, and yet you want to go to fucking Mars. Nah, kiss my ass, dude. Until we can figure out what our own fucking planet is doing, we don't need to go anywhere.
Well, and do we really want to spread humans? We're kind of like a disease that planets catch.
Yeah, not until we get our shit together.
Is Earth going to have to apologize tomorrow? It's like, I'm so sorry you caught my humans.
It's like the worst STD ever.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah, that phone call. Hello, Mars. This is Earth. I'm really, really sorry, but you're going to need to go get tested. I just found out I have humans. Yeah,
oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
Oh, that reminds me of I was hanging out with a couple of friends of mine, and we went over to this chick's house, and she had a couple of dudes who were roommates, and they were fucking swapping tales of shaving their herpes sores off so that they could go get laid at the bar and people wouldn't know.
Wow.
So if you ever wonder why I'm as fucked up and dark as I am, I've met some really fucked up people. That just stuck with me because it sounded so incredibly painful.
No, that does. That sounds impossibly painful.
I always wondered how that would work though, because wouldn't you then have a gaping wound?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because every time I hit a little nick in my head, I take, nice little 3-inch strip of flesh with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You shave your head with a straight razor?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to go. Yeah, I'm too lazy to do that. I used to do that, but...
well, I'm bald. I'm bald and I'm vain.
I'm just lazy, man. So, I just shave my head with a beard trimmer.
See, that's what I used to do. Is I would take the trimmer to the sides and the back, and I'd let the top grow out, and there we go. There's my haircut for the week.
Okay. Well, at least it wasn't a mullet. Like that's okay as long as it's not a mullet. You're doing all right.
No, the mullet went out along with the 80s. No.
Yeah, Philly Ray Cyrus killed it with that fucking achy breaky heart song.
Oh jeez, dude, I still come back to Travis Tritt having like the most epic fucking mullet I'd ever seen.
Yo, yeah, he did. Like, that's true. Travis Tritt had a fucking fantastic mullet.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
For a while, right?
Do what?
Didn't The Rock have a pretty good mullet for a while?
Did he have a mullet?
Thinking about somebody else.
Man, I'm thinking, you know, if it was the 80s, there's a good chance everyone had a mullet. Fuck, the chick from Ghostbusters had a mullet.
Oh God, was there a chick in Ghostbusters that had? I didn't see that. Which one?
The first one, the woman that plays Zool.
Oh yeah, that's right. She did have a
or
mullet. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, Gozer, the one in the bubble wrap.
Yeah, Gozer the Gozerian.
Oh, that song, the fucking theme song from Ghostbusters, gets way weirder than I ever realized.
Oh yeah, dude. Have you ever read the lyrics? It's fucking fantastic. It sounds like a dude stalking someone.
Last night I was in VR chat karaoke because I'm a super fucking nerd, and somebody put that song on and we were like singing along to it like together, and then fucking suddenly the lyrics just started turning a little fucking weird and creepy and shit, and I was just like, where is this going? And he's like, I'm changing the song. He's like, I'm fucking done. This isn't okay.
Like the original song, like the or was this like a remix?
No, this was like from the movie, but like you don't really hear the full theme most of the time unless you watch like all the credits, I think.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, like the actual song goes on and on for a good minute.
Let's see here. I'm looking up the lyrics because it's funny as fuck.
Well, you know what? I've been looking up all these guitar videos and such, and I came across one the other day where it was that Anthony Vincent guy, the guy that does like the one song in 50 different styles kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
It was him, another dude, and I think one of the bass players or guitar players I was watching, and they covered the fucking Power Rangers theme. I forgot that shit had other lyrics other than "Go Go Power Rangers."
Go Go Power Rangers. Yeah, that's fucking old, man.
And the shit part is it's actually a pretty fucking epic sounding song, honestly. Especially the way
on its own, that was a really good theme. Yeah.
Like, I hate admitting it because, like, well, I don't and I do, because I love the Godzilla style, you know, Japanese weird shit, Sentai weird shit. Like, that's fucking awesome. I just didn't care for the American acting.
Oh, fucking weird Japanese shit. There's a game show in Japan where they have 3 chicks who are pretending to fucking be getting off. And one of them is sitting on essentially like sort of like a Sibian kind of thing. It's like a dildo that just rubs against the front of her cooch. And it's all behind like, they're all in like bikinis. So everything's on the outside. There's nothing like legit like porno of it. But essentially the game show is people have to guess which one is actually being stimulated versus the 2 that are faking.
Interesting.
Wow.
And it was the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Dude.
I was like, what?
Dude, okay, that reminds me. There's actually another game show that I saw over there where there's a fucking, essentially it's like a dude behind a curtain, or you can kind of see like his face and his feet, but the rest of his body is obscured behind a curtain. And basically he's having to answer questions while a chick is jacking him off.
Fucking crazy, dude. That's hilarious.
What?
Yeah. Japan's fucking nuts, dude.
Oh, that is awesome. I love it. That's so far beyond nutty, dude. I love it.
It really is, dude. They're fucking twisted over them.
Well, if you think about it though, that's not as bad as like the Saw movies. You know what I mean? Like if like a kid sees that, you just have to explain like some stuff. But if a kid sees like a Saw movie, they're gonna be fucked for life. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, actually, my son was telling me earlier. Have you guys seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Fuck yeah.
I've heard of it. I've seen a few scenes, but I've never seen the whole thing. Because Christopher Titus was in it.
Well,
dude, it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's so fucking over the top, dude. It's fucking brilliant. It's like I think it was like kind of the deliberately bad kind of thing, like deliberately over the top, I guess, with the acting and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was telling me how, like, again, it's like one of his favorite movies. But he was saying how, as a kid, apparently he saw it like way younger than he probably should have. But like the thing where they fucking get him wrapped up in the cotton candy cocoons, apparently, like, really fucked him up, like really messed with his head when he was a kid and first saw it. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, that was on the other night. Shit, I got to record that.
I just realized when I was driving earlier today that I had forgotten I had a song on my MP3 player. It's the song's called "Smoke Weed, Eat Pussy." I just realized, like, I'm driving around with this song playing and like my windows down in like a Volvo station wagon, and I'm sure at some point some parent has had to explain to their kid like what the fuck that was about.
Right. Well, that's California. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, people
they start talking about fucking transgender shit, and they're fucking 4 years old.
Oh shit, Psycho's in the chat. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, we have other people in the chat. There we go. What's up, Psycho? Or Sicko, right? Yeah. Sicko, Psycho. Yeah. I can never remember. Yeah, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong.
It's Psycho, dude.
Psycho, okay. Oh, but I did pull up the Ghostbusters lyrics. The Ghostbusters theme song lyrics, and it starts off normal, and then it starts getting into like an invisible man sleeping in your bed. Who are you going to call? If you're all alone, pick up the phone and call the Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. If you've had a dose of freaky ghost baby, you better call Ghostbusters. And then it goes, busted makes me feel good.
Yeah, if you're just reading it, it sounds so creepy.
Yeah, that's what happened. We were singing the karaoke song in VR chat, and we're reading the lyrics going, don't get caught alone, oh no, Ghostbusters. When he comes through your door, unless you just got some more? What the fuck do you even mean?
Damn. It's getting a little fucking rapey at the end here.
The song is just we ended up, I think we stopped of if you've had a dose of freaky ghost baby, we were like, all right, this is getting too fucked up for us.
Oh
man.
My favorite part is I'm afraid of no ghosts. I hear he likes the girls. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, dude. I mean, granted, still awesome song. Not gonna bash on it for that. But the fuck?
It sounds great.
I guess I told him, look, you want to do some crazy shit, put it at the end of the song. You got to keep it somewhat family friendly at the beginning.
We just need you to say Ghostbusters a lot in the song. We can cut and edit the rest of the way.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
Well, it's kind of like the song Maniac, the one that was what was it? Flashdance, I believe.
She's a maniac. Maniac. Yeah.
You know what that song was originally for? Or what it was supposedly what movie it was originally being constructed for?
Idea.
The 1985-86 movie Maniac that had what's his name? He was a fucking great character actor, and I'm drawing a blank at the moment, but like Tom Savini did all the makeup effects, so there's like heads exploding and shit like that.
Nice.
And it's like, but it's all about this guy stalking women and basically collecting their parts in order to appease the voices.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
So, yeah, and so there's a song that it's like, yeah, if you look at it kind of if you look at the lyrics, you can kind of see, yeah, he really just kind of changed a few words here and there and didn't really, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that is got to be a pretty genius repurposing, though. Got to give him that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What is it? The Eternal Flame from the Bangles. Close your eyes. Same. It was. I watch you while you're sleeping. All sorts of shit like that. If that song is sung by a dude, it is a million times creepier than if you hear it from a chick.
It has to be a dude, and he has to be like this. Yeah, let's hear the Bengals sing like that, just really up close to the mic and kind of creepy.
What is it? I like to do if I can Wonderwall if I'm not like my voice isn't super blown out, I sing it as deep as I can, sort of like in a cheesy vampire accent. That's always fairly entertaining.
Oh God, that's like one of the. I hate being asked. It's like, oh, you play guitar? Do you know how to play Wonderwall? No.
I didn't realize that was a cover. I didn't realize Oasis was covering that song. Like, it's a really old song, like from the I don't know, 50s or 60s. Yeah.
Oh, that's a trip, man.
You learn something new every day. I was not aware of that.
Yeah, I don't know who sang it offhand, but I remember hearing it. And I'm like, oh shit! So that was actually a freaking cover.
Yeah, here we go. I believe it's meant to be, darling. I watch you when you were sleeping. You belong to me. Do you feel the same? Am I only dreaming?
Oh no, no, wait, we got to do this right. Scroll back up for just a second. Let's see. Yeah, there we are. Do you feel? Wait, do you understand? Do you feel the same?
Oh man. Yep. Yeah, I got to. If that ever gets in there. Oh. Good Lord.
Yeah, we need the death metal version of this.
A whole life so lonely, and then you come and ease the pain. That could be a little dark.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Lord.
Man!
Now I got to see who wrote Wonderwall.
Yeah, I was actually thinking I should look that up since I did bring that up.
Well, it's like what's the song? Feeling Good. That was I forget the chick that sang it that made it really famous. And I shouldn't forget her name.
Aretha Franklin?
Oh no, it's not Aretha Franklin.
No, wait a minute.
It's that chick who went crazy.
There's a couple of those.
Nina Simone. Nina Simone is the one who did like the most well-known version of it, I think. But it was wrote for a musical by a couple of Jewish dudes. Yeah. Composers Anthony Dooley and Leslie Bercusi for the musical Roar of the Grease Paint. Oh, Roar English composers, not Jewish. My bad.
Oh.
Same thing. Brits, Jews, whatever.
Potato. Yeah.
Exploring the far reaches of genetics and backgrounds here on the Chatterbox.
Yeah.
Wonderwall says is actually written by Oasis.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that. That must have been somebody else that covered it, but they did it like a really old style. So, yeah, my bad. I'm glad you caught that.
Well, it's like Andre 3000 of Outkast wrote Hey Ya, but probably the best version you'll ever hear is by Obadiah Parker. Because the song is truly like, oh, let me pull up the lyrics because the song is actually really dark. And he does this like low key, kind of sad, melancholy version of it that's really fucking good.
Hmm. Yeah. Or going back a ways, but All Along the Watchtower was originally a Dylan tune, Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jimi Hendrix, you know,
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
made it his own.
Yeah, Dylan wasn't bad. He just was like a weird kind of singer. My baby
Right.
don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door? Like, does she really like him, or
Yeah.
does she just want him, but doesn't want to fucking deal with having to find a new relationship kind of thing?
Yeah.
Don't
Kinda
try to
dark.
fight the feeling because the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for mom and dad for sticking together because we don't know how.
Yeah. Getting pretty goddamn dark, dude.
You think you've got it. Oh, you think you've got it, but got it. Don't just don't get it until there's nothing at all. We get together. Oh, we get together, but separate's always better when there's feelings involved.
Yeah.
And then it goes on.
All right.
What they say is nothing is forever, and then it goes what makes over and over. But then it's just what makes love the exception. And then it asks like, why are we so in denial if we know we're not happy here?
God damn.
And then it just goes into this like lightweight song where it's like, oh, you just want to hear me sing and dance.
Yeah, that is pretty fucking deep. Surprising.
It's a lot darker than you really realize from the way it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
But if you listen to Obadiah Parker's version of it, it's like, holy shit, that's a fucked up song. And how genius was it of that guy to put like something that kind of deep in just this light-hearted sounding song?
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Nice.
Yeah, I may have to check out. I may have to re-listen to this with the lyrics, and just because, God, I remember a whole bunch of people singing it, and it's like, yeah, do you even understand what you're singing about? Do you even know what you're saying? Because some of the words that you're putting together, I don't think you quite understand because you're way too happy about this. It's a great song.
Right.
Yep. Mbop. Okay, I know everybody fucking knows Hanson, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mbop is their biggest song. A lot of their songs are about really dark things, but Mbop is actually about like relationships and how like fleeting they are. If you read the lyrics, you have so many relationships in this life, only one or two will last. You go through all the pain and strife, then turn your back and they're gone so fast. And then it goes on to hold on the ones that really care, because in the end, they're the only ones that'll be there. And when you start to get old and losing your hair, who's going to care? Can you tell me who will still care?
That is definitely a different vibe than Mbop.
And that's the lyrics to Mbop.
Yeah.
Plant a seed, plant a flower, plant a rose. You can plant any
so
of
they
those.
just kind of put it as an upbeat thing. I thought that was a different song.
Nope,
I never bothered to learn the lyrics to fucking Mbop, dude.
Yeah, essentially it's like a kind of a little bit more deep than you might have thought when you first hear it, because it sounds that.
Right, because it's all poppy sounding.
And then the end of it is like, can you tell me who's going to still care?
It's actually a sad and melancholy power metal song. It's just, it didn't work that well. So,
but it happened to be.
They added Mbop in the fucking refrain or whatever.
I didn't screen share. My bad. Now that I've already gone through it all. But yeah, a lot of their songs, there's a bunch of their songs that are about suicide and shit like that. They're really a very dark band that just happened to fucking be the song that hit big for them because it was so pop sounding. But I think it was intentionally like an ironic sort of pop song. And they were just fucking, we're making money, go with it. Because it was just that's what they'd been doing since they were kids.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. Fuck it.
But the lead singer was a 10-year-old. But you got to remember, one of the other band members was and it was already I think an adult when they came out. So
I think he was 16.
Oh, 16. Okay, 16, yeah,
17, somewhere around there. But yeah, it's still. Yeah,
he was already doing more mature things than a little kid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Psychosis.
especially if he was writing it.
Kill you.
Yeah, think about how much of a fucking mess you are, like emotionally and otherwise, as a fucking 16, 17-year-old. Yeah, I can see that, dude.
Yeah, there's Broken Angel or something is a song about some guy like fucking kills himself by jumping off a building, essentially. There's some pretty dark Hanson songs.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I was never a fan, but there was a couple things that they did where you're like, wow, that's actually not terrible. I don't know how I feel about that.
Right.
There you go. Make a metal version of Bob.
Let's not. Okay, if we can
stuff.
I was gonna say, if we can find a way of like removing the and the bop, sure. Like let's see how this works in like a sentenced or a typo negative style. Yeah, that'll work fine.
Just use all the lyrics except for bop, and it actually would be a pretty decent metal song.
Okay, yeah, I'm kind of with Psycho there. Hanson came out when I was in junior high. It was torture. I was a little bit older when it came out, but it was still pure grating fucking.
It was one of those songs that just played to death. Fucking over and over, like Achy Breaky Heart played fucking over and over. The fucking all that dance with the stupid song with the dance where you shake your butt.
Macarena?
Yeah, the Macarena was played over and over and over.
Jesus, dude.
I worked with a dude.
This is why I stopped listening to the radio.
Before he worked with the company we were working at then, they would play like music and people would just, put in requests and they would play that song each time. Like people would take turns requesting. And there would be days when they played fucking the Macarena like 6 out of 8 hours. Just over and over because all the people there just loved it so much.
Yeah,
that was fucking kill people because
we're just trying to increase the numbers on the workplace suicides. It's fine.
You would get,
or the workplace shootings.
The song.
You play that song one more fucking time, and I'm going to shoot everybody here.
He would legit start to twitch if you just talked about it. It's just like,
damn. Yeah, they do that with any dude. Even like a song that I liked, like "Smells Like Teen Spirit," they played the shit out of. It got to the point where I couldn't fucking listen to it anymore. Like a song that I absolutely fucking loved got fucking so tiresome because they played it so much on the goddamn radio, dude.
So many songs like that.
That's part of the reason why I can't listen to shit like Stevie Ray Vaughan or honestly Led Zeppelin is because one of the radio stations around here, that's just all the fuck they played. And it's
yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah. It was like a classic rock station, basically, or
no, that's just it. They were supposed to be just a rock station, but when you never touch on anything harder than like Three Doors Down. And you ignore everything except for let's see, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, and Stevie Ray Vaughan for whatever reason, because let's throw that in there.
That's that is an interesting mix, dude. What the fuck?
It's like, so welcome to Texas. Yeah. See, I'm with Psycho. He said in junior high he was into Metallica and KMFDM, and it's like, that was more of the shit that I was listening to than I hated hearing. After a while, I really hated hearing anything like Kashmir or any shit like that. That song still to this day will put me into a fucking rage.
I had listened to in high school. I want to say a lot of fucking Celtic music.
See, Celtic music's the shit.
Like Enya,
Clannad, Mayor Brennan, and a few other people. And then like fucking Willie Nelson and the Beatles. I did listen to other stuff too, but like those were like the things I had the albums for.
I don't think I got in. I got into Led Zeppelin before the Beatles. I think Led Zeppelin was probably when I was about 17, 18. and then discovered the Beatles probably a couple of years after that.
God,
Yeah,
I was like
definitely not
18
while I
or
was in high
19.
school.
I would drive around and blast like Britney Spears and like Christina Aguilera because I thought it was fucking funny.
Yeah. All right. So you weren't. It wasn't actually your music. You just
No,
thought.
no, I just thought it was fucking hilarious. Like they're just shit. I mean, they're pop songs, whatever. If they're on in the background, it's not going to bother me. I'm not going to be particularly a fan.
Right.
I don't know what's
But,
funnier. I don't know what's funnier, that or Psycho saying "and you makes it hard to fap."
Oh yeah. Fucking.
God damn it!
And it was out of a 1984 Saab Turbo.
Oh,
So
Brilliant, dude.
oh, God!
let me tell you, Saabs are the worst fucking vehicles on the planet. They might be better now, but that 84 Saab was a pile of fucking garbage. Fucking the brake lines got stuck on. I had to replace the fucking gear shift connector. What is it? I forget what it's called. Essentially, like the gear shift in a stick shift goes down, and there's like a coupling that connects to a long rod that actually goes to transmission. And it was the coupling broke off the rod. I had to replace that thing. I had to replace the master cylinder. Oh, Avril Lavigne is Psycho's guilty pleasure. Okay. I don't hate Avril Lavigne's not terrible. She's just not punk, like they claim.
Yeah, that's some weird fucking attempt at like pop punk. But
yeah, I mean it's just
pretty
pop music,
ridiculous.
essentially, with like a punk twist, and not even really a good one.
Although most punk in the last fucking 15, 20 years could be described that way, dude.
Well, I mean, most music in the last 15, 20 years is fucking essentially pop, really.
Right.
Very little. I mean, other than like small artists that aren't mainstream are really anything other than pop now. Because they just don't sell.
Yeah.
Who claims punk? Avril Lavigne used to claim punk.
Yeah. Skater boy.
Yeah. Boy.
God.
Oh, I'm so punk.
Jesus, punk is 3 days grace. That's not bad. Oh man.
That's okay. My only point of contention is I the punk thing back in the day, and then she married the dude from Nickelback, and I'm just dreading the day they breed.
Oh, God, that guy is like such a fucking douchebag, dude. God damn.
Just don't breed, dear fucking God, don't breed. And maybe Nickelback wouldn't have been so bad if they hadn't been. It seemed like they were hoisted up a lot by everyone, MTV, radio. Like, it didn't matter everywhere you turn. Like, every guitar magazine I picked up there for a while, it was like Nickelback. Oh, and then like 10 issues of Jimi Hendrix, and then hey, Nickelback again.
Yeah, them and Creed. I would take Nickelback over Creed, I think. But yeah, they're kind of, like you said, kind of foisted upon everybody.
Well, and the worst part is it's like, everyone's being like, oh, listen to their crushing tone and their lyrics are deep. Man, first off, fuck off. Secondly, I know Christian bands that are heavier than this shit.
Right. Dude, you ever hear David Cross's, it was about Scott Stapp, dude, but basically he was like, that guy must just sit outside of fucking junior high locker rooms and just fucking write down what he hears, and then that's his fucking lyrics.
Oh man, I used to love that music, man. I fucking in my 20s, I got fucking high and drunk and fucking was singing that shit on the fucking beach with my friends.
Yeah, we all go through phases, dude.
Oh yeah, I don't think I could listen to it anymore. What was another album I really liked when I was in my early 20s was Hours, Distorted Lullabies. I don't know if anybody remembers it. I don't think they got that big.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Oh man, but if you ever, basically fucking teen angst.
Honestly, there's only a handful of albums that come to mind when I think of stuff that I listened to then that shit, I listened to the hell out of it and I could still listen to it. The first one though is probably the one that got played the most, and that would be the Frogs, My Daughter the Broad. They were a fantastic band.
Nope, never heard of them.
They opened for the Smashing Pumpkins back in the day. Like, it's kind of weird. It was two brothers, and occasionally a bass player would join them. And yeah, they would show up in one brother would show up in an old man costume, and the other one would come out with a sequined suit and giant sequined bat wings.
Wow.
Well, they sound entertaining. Nice. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
Oh, dude, the song titles, like Grandma sitting in the corner with a penis in her hand, going no, 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 no.
Damn.
That is. It's now. Don't get me wrong; they're not metal. They're like seriously, if somebody took a boombox and hit record while a couple of people were banging on instruments and they sang really weird and obscure, fucked up songs.
Right.
Trying to think. Yeah. Another metal thing I listen to. Does Fuel count as metal?
No,
not really.
I'm gonna say no on that one.
I enjoy it, dude. I'm not fucking shitting on it, but the Hemorrhage song is pretty decent, but yeah, I wouldn't consider it real metal. That's the thing, is it's kind of the same thing that happened with punk, is that definition kind of like, I don't know. There's bands that were not like true punk that were suddenly being called punk, and then this pop punk bullshit became punk. The same thing happened with metal. Yeah, although I don't know, man. I thought Alice in Chains was considered more of the alternative stuff, but they always put them in the metal category.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it's just me.
I guess it would also depend on what song you're talking about, because stuff like Grind and hell, even something like Heaven Beside You would have been a little bit closer to the metal spectrum.
Yeah, it's definitely fucking twisted. The lyrics are definitely fucking twisted, dude. But
yeah, well, honestly, I'd put something like Man in the Box, if it doesn't fall in the grunge area predominantly, I would almost say it borders on how a lot of like the early 90s industrial stuff would sound.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's I don't know. I actually consider that closer to metal than grunge. But yeah, no, that's true. There's definitely a lot of different, pretty wide range of style for those guys.
Well, it's kind of like a Soundgarden back in the day.
Right.
Right. Soundgarden. Black Hole Sun.
Yeah. Dude, I really like the Bad Motorfinger album, dude.
I was going to say Bad Motorfinger was where it was at.
Yeah. Although, dude, I love fucking Super Unknown too, but yeah, Bad Motorfinger is fucking amazing, dude.
Dude, I even enjoyed Louder Than Love, and that was not as noticed in the long run.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was before. That was when they were on like, was it Sub Pop or somebody? Like one of the smaller. They weren't on a major label at that point, were they?
No, they were still on Sub Pop at that point. But I think that's Louder Than Love is the one that actually did get backing from a major label later.
Oh, gotcha.
I think it was Atlantic or whoever they signed with.
Mm.
Well, it's almost like major labels kill decent art half the time. Like sometimes
Yeah,
it survives, but half the time it just ends up going to fucking.
Yeah, and it depends on what they sign on to. Like, apparently, when Nirvana signed, they turned down much bigger offers to have essentially the full creative control. You know what I mean? Like there were some were offering them a signing bonus or whatever, like $1 million. They ended up signing for like 300,000, and I think Kurt Cobain basically said like, "Yeah, we had full creative control. Like we could have recorded nothing but us defecating, and they had to fucking produce it and fucking market it."
Man.
So it kind of depends on what you agree to, what you sign to.
Well, I think that's one of the things I like about the internet now is that like real genuine artists can make things and connect with an audience that wants what they make,
right,
and get enough money to at least not necessarily be like super rich, but like live off of or make enough money that they're doing all right. And you can have more direct connection you're never going to get like because fuck the labels are just going to sell the lowest common denominator. They don't really care if it's good or bad. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd like to see them phased out over time.
Record labels, I think, are pretty much gone. You've just got it's I don't know. It's just
it's
like
too easy to be able to put your own music out there and just throw it up on iTunes or whatever. It's too easy to be able to do it yourself nowadays.
Well, the problem is the only thing still have the commercialization process that gets it on the radio and gets it on iTunes. There's the top search responses. Stuff like that is still in place. Like that hasn't quite broken down yet.
Yeah, not quite yet, but I mean, at this point, your record labels are just glorified ad agencies. I mean, they don't handle shit anymore. You can find people that know enough about mixing and mastering, and you can go have it done. Yeah, it's going to cost you out of pocket like $2, maybe $3 by everything's done. And that's if you're going for, your shit, and you're going in, you're recording it, and you're leaving.
Yeah, if you've got your song all the way like set up and ready to go.
Yeah, your ass doesn't get to live in a studio anymore unless you actually own that fucking studio.
Right.
Well, but I mean, realistically, like, how much would it cost to set up enough to like just decently record in your own garage these days? I mean, a few grand.
Depends on the level of setup. Actually, I've actually got 4 different things that I'm looking at right now where I'm actually using a $100 interface into a $150 mic preamp on granted, this is a $200 microphone, but I've got mics that I don't need that for, where I could run just a standard I guess you'd probably standard cardioid mic and just run it in straight into the interface. But I mean, hell, you can do that for about $100, and it's got a guitar input. As long as you got a program, you can do that. Now, if you're trying to record full drums and things like that, you're going to be looking at about $3 to $4 and that's just for the mixer mics and monitor setups.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you really want to these days,
it's not as expensive
and have your own little recording studio, essentially.
Yeah.
So for like, say somebody is getting big on YouTube, that's not outside of their, of a reasonable purchase for somebody who's, starting to build a following. Like they can actually produce like, quality music that they could, sell and feel good about selling.
Yeah. And there's more and more of them every day. And it's just, now, whether or not you suck, that's a completely different subject. Yeah. But, if your shit's good, you're going to develop a fan base. Even if it's the poppiest, crappiest shit I've ever heard, somebody's going to find it appealing.
Hey, Tommy Wiseau produced arguably the worst movie on the planet, but people still watch that shit.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that people have used The Room and Troll 2 and stuff like that as the markers for like the worst movies. It's like, no, there's so much fucking worse out there.
There's definitely worse movies than that. Oh yeah, absolutely.
If we're talking like major theatrical releases, no, there's even worse there. But like, no, all you have to do is take a nice little trip back to Shot on Shitty on the VHS days of the 80s, where if you had $500 and could afford the VHS machines and the VHS camcorder, you could film your own movie.
Right. You know which one? There's plenty of movies that I enjoy that are like the so bad it's good category. Have you guys seen Cabin Fever?
No.
It's not a bad one. I just
no, I fucking hate it, dude. But I heard I think it was Edendro. I don't know if you guys know Edendro Whitehall, the YouTuber guy, but he put it in that so bad it's good category, and I'm like, really? Because I thought it was just fucking awful, dude. But that's kind of why I was bringing it up, because I was like, is it just me? Because when I saw that movie, it's literally the only movie that I wanted to go back to. And again, this was back in the Hollywood / Blockbuster days. It's the only movie I've ever watched that I wanted to go back and ask for my money back. So I guess I just didn't consider it so bad it's good. And I was wondering if it was just me.
I mean, all that stuff is all so fucking, what do you call it? Subjective. You know what I mean? Like one person's, some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it.
Yeah, that's just true.
That's why I said arguably, as far as the Tommy Wiseau is the worst movie ever, arguably, just because like so many people hate it for whatever reason. Honestly, I don't think they hate it because the movie itself is the worst. I think they hate it because he tried to buy his way into fame without any real artistic talent.
Yeah, and like knowing the story like kind of makes him want to hate the movie even more.
Yeah, I think it's because everybody else has already said it's the worst too.
Right. Yeah, no, there's definitely a fucking sheep mentality for most people.
No, Psycho, I agree. I fucking hate Titanic too.
Oh, Jesus.
I hate Titanic. I hate the fucking animated Titanic movies. Fuck your Titanic bullshit. I'll watch the documentary on the History Channel.
Right.
Far more entertaining.
Well, I mean, the very last part of the film makes it just fucking unbelievable. Like they couldn't both survive. Like it just didn't make any sense. You're like, why did she just fucking let him
the door?
Yeah. Doesn't Jim Carrey do a rant on that and fucking Bruce Almighty?
A lot of people have done a rant. Even the Mythbusters proved that it was totally possible they could have both survived.
Yeah.
They were like, if you put the life jacket under the door, it would have given it more than enough buoyancy that they both could have survived.
Yeah. But that's not dramatic enough.
Yeah. Or it's like I just watched the Maze Runner movies. I don't know if anybody else has ever seen them. They didn't get really big.
Yeah, my son actually likes them. Yeah.
But I watched the first and the second. They were pretty decent. Like the first one was good, the second one was okay. And then the third one I went and watched, and it was like the ending of it was fucking awful.
Sounds like The Matrix.
They just
didn't feel about The Matrix trilogy.
Whoever filmed it in such a way that it was wholly unbelievable. Because like one of the people has to die at the end. But it didn't make any sense because there was like a good 5 minutes that this person could have saved themselves and just didn't while they were staring at something else falling. They're like watching a building collapse off in the distance, and then the building they're on collapses, and it's like, why didn't they just fucking jump off? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Because the fucking bomb had blown up in the building the person was in, and they knew it was fucking burning and falling apart.
But they just kind of hung out to watch the
hung
scenery.
out watching shit happen in the distance while the other person got saved, just long enough that they couldn't save themselves. And you're watching it like, but that doesn't fucking make any sense.
Actually, you know what? I think my son did point that out to me. Like, he likes the movies, but he pointed out like something ridiculous about the ending.
Yeah, the director just did a terrible job of like, he wanted to showcase more of the special effects and just didn't do it very well. Like,
let's just have him staring at this thing falling, because again, we put a lot of money into this thing.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Why are certain things made as far as that goes? Just, tack on whatever ending you can.
Yep.
Yeah, let's completely fuck up the source material.
Oh God. Well, I mean, look at the fucking Hobbit movies, the most recent set. They changed all the characters, added a bunch of shit that wasn't in the original book, and
no, you know what? I barely started watching those movies. I literally just recorded them when they came on. Again, I'm a fucking fanatic for fucking anything Tolkien. But I didn't want to watch it because I'm like, I read the book. It's not that long. How are they making 3 fucking movies out of this?
Well, they took a lot of stuff from the Silmarillion, which was extra notes that you could read if you really wanted to, that never were released and probably should never have been released.
No, I read the Silmarillion, dude.
Yeah, and it's just like background stuff that's going on. Yeah. And they just, I guess, kind of made their own movie by mashing them together.
Yeah, well, again, Frodo shouldn't be in there. Fucking Legolas shouldn't be in there. Like they fucking,
Legolas does a whole scene where the barrels, the doors are in the barrels going down the river, jumping around on top of the barrels and fighting off like fucking orcs.
Yeah. Not in the fucking book, dude.
Yeah, Legolas isn't even mentioned in the goddamn book.
Right, yeah. Yeah. And Frodo's not mentioned in The Hobbit either, I don't believe.
Nah.
Yeah, he's not, dude.
Pretty sure he's not.
No, I'm if I remember correctly, he's not.
Yeah.
God damn it. It's been a long time since I read that shit, though.
Well, dude, I read it because, again, as growing up, I had no interest in it, dude. It seemed fucking stupid shit to me, right? Honestly, until I watched the first movie, pretty much from that point on, I was fucking totally into it. But until the movie came out, until The Fellowship came out on DVD, I still, again, had no interest in it. But again, as soon as I watched that, it was fucking all over. But basically, I watched that on the DVD. Shortly after that, the Two Towers came out. I watched that, and I'm like, you know what? I can't wait that long to find out how this ends. So I went out and bought all the books, starting with The Hobbit, and read it, The Hobbit, and read them all the way through. And I do not remember Frodo being mentioned at all.
No.
In The Hobbit, dude.
I grew up reading those books. I read those books when I was in kindergarten. Like, that shit was not in them.
You read it in
and I'm pretty sure it also...
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it doesn't... It shouldn't take 3 movies to get the fucking story across either.
No, they, like you said, the Battle of the Five Armies, I believe, is... Yeah, I remember reading about that in the Silmarillion. Which, again, even as a Tolkien fan, I have to say that book is a very slow read. It takes a long time to get going. It's essentially the Bible, is what it is. It's the Bible for fucking the Lord of the Rings universe. It tells, like, how the fucking world came to be and all that kind of shit. But, yeah, again, towards the end it gets a lot better and gets interesting, but it takes a long time to get there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wanted to comment. Psycho was talking about The Dump, and he's all sorry about showing. No, The Dump is a great show on YouTube, man. Absolutely show that. I'm so addicted to the VR chat karaoke stuff that's what I fucking do all the time when I'm like Sea of Thieves and fucking VR chat karaoke is my big fucking thing.
God damn it, man! I know you're saying Sea of Thieves. I'm keep hearing Sea of Thieves.
No, that's what I'm in karaoke. That's the Sea of Geeks. I ran into James Ski on VR chat once. Psycho was asking. I don't know who the dude is. James Ski was just super awkward. Like I tried to start a conversation. I'm like, "Hey man, how's it going?" And he just had nothing. I was like, "All right, that's cool. I guess he's just more like comfortable talking with the people he already knows." And also, I don't fanboy or fucking fawn over anybody because I don't fucking care. If somebody has like some YouTube channel with like a few 100,000 people watching, I don't give a fuck. Because I've run into some streamers who are like douchebags. So I'm not inclined towards the hero worship of them that a lot of the kids are on that game. And so I think he's probably used to people just fawning over him and like immediately launching into characters to try to become part of the show or whatever. And I don't do the like role play stuff, so it doesn't really fit in with a lot of the streamers. So they tend to be put off by me.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, am I gonna have a real conversation with somebody? I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like I talked to Monica, and I've talked to I think I've met True Noom, and I've met what's his name? I've met this other guy a couple times who's kind of a douchebag. I don't know, who fucking cares. I don't need to name names. It's not important.
So Psycho said the Do is an amazing guitarist. Yeah, he very much is. If you like two-hand tapping, sweep picking, and watching all the guitar acrobatics that you could possibly stand, yeah, check him out because holy shit, I wish I could play like that.
Oh well, that if he's on VR chat, I'd love to see that. Like the people that go on there and do like music and stuff, that's pretty fucking cool, I think. And some people are really funny, like to talk to, and they're a riot. They basically do comedic bits. But the RP people, I think, tend to put me off. I'm not a fan of that. As I like to say, my role playing character is uncomfortable and awkward having real interactions with people. I mean, to each their own. I just feel like it's an excuse to have safe interactions instead of genuinely interacting with people and having to run that risk that somebody might not like you or might not want to hang out with you.
I hope I piss everyone off.
Exactly. That's the way to go. Oh man, it's glorious.
Uganda. Hey, if I don't rile your feathers and you don't rile mine, how do I know we're going to get along?
Yeah, well, exactly. Like, well, that's a fairly good point, though. If you can't make somebody angry and have them still be your friend, and like vice versa, then are you really friends?
Yeah, are you just being polite?
Exactly. If you always have to tiptoe around somebody, then that's not really a friend.
Yeah, if you can't be honest with them. Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
Oh, Ugandan Knuckles is amazing.
Oh, dude. Yes. Yeah, I missed the chat earlier, but yeah, Unknown Archives, fucking amazing, dude. The MXC, I fucking love that show, dude. You know what he's talking about? The MXC show. It was like a Japanese show, basically, and then they took that and kind of dubbed over it with like American voices.
Yeah, I like that stuff. That was good.
Yeah. Or watching the people bite it, like trying to go over the obstacles. God damn, it's fucking hilarious, dude. Okay, sorry. I feel like I needed to address
that. I don't know. I always like the dump, or occasionally I'll find, I'll see that he's running just like a stream where he's just capturing stuff on UA's channel. Like that's always fairly entertaining. He'll be like, I'm just capturing like 4 hours of fucking old Microsoft instructional manuals. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
That was fucking entertaining.
Or when he comes back from like the fucking pawn shop or the fucking what do you call it? The like a Goodwill or whatever. Some of the shit he comes back with, you're like, oh, why the fuck did you buy that? But it's still pretty entertaining, man.
I'm gonna have to check this out. This sounds like it's right up my alley. Because no, I stopped and watched his channel the other day. He was doing some what was it, Black and White marathon or something like that.
Oh, I love when he plays the old black and white stuff. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Or he had the Patty Duke Show marathon. It was something like Duke It Out with fucking YouTube. I assume YouTube was fucking with him like they usually do. So he was playing Duke It Out with Patty Duke or something along those lines.
Or the Empty Nest marathon that went on for like a fucking week where he played the whole series.
No shit. I saw that, but I fucking, again, I haven't been watching that many videos lately, but yeah, the stuff he comes up with, dude, is usually good shit. And he hates Andy Warski, so that's another plus for him, dude.
That was fucking funny. The whole "I'm gonna fight you" thing. That's
I regret that. You fucking took it down. I was kind of disappointed. Like seriously, I'll set it up.
I think
you and I can fight.
It looked.
Yeah, but still.
Hashtag Barbara. Remember from Empty Nest, one of the girls was Barbara, and if I remember right, Psycho and a few others were like, I'm gonna fuck that girl so hard or something like that. That was funny. Chats are half of what makes the UA stuff so fun. Like the people in the chats are awesome.
Indeed.
Then I will be checking this out tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I also have been trying to get to sleep early because I work at like 11, and that's like I go to sleep every night around midnight at work, and so it's tough for me to switch back and forth between like staying up late and going to sleep at a reasonable hour.
I don't know what sleep is.
I just don't like being like fucking super exhausted like half the week when I'm working.
No, I can feel that.
And I'm old. I'm fucking old and crotchety and fucking set in my ways. So if I don't have like a standard sleep, I just can't do it.
Yeah. Mine's still weird, dude. I still sleep like 2 or 3 hours at a time. Like, or a half hour here, half hour there, like a fucking cat. It's weird.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never tried that.
And for all you seniors out there, it's time for your Metamucil.
Right.
Probably is time for my medications.
All right. Yeah, actually, I probably should. Are we calling this, or what are we doing?
Oh yeah, we should probably. We're starting to wind down. I think it's time to roll. We usually only go till midnight. We went an extra half hour. I think we put in the work, fellas.
Indeed.
Fucking hey.
Yeah, Mad Metal came on. Special occasion. You do an extra half hour or so. Fuck yeah.
And then later I'll put a little fucking slice of lemon on my fucking Metamucil. Celebrate some more.
Yeah. Party.
Oh, man.
I gotta go take my Pepto Bismol and make sure I can fall asleep tonight.
Oh man! All right, guys. Everybody, thanks for our audience of like 4 people. You guys are the best, and
best audience ever.
Sooner or later, we'll have all of you on the show, and there will be no audience left. It'll be great.
Yeah, that's how we operate. That's how I came on. That's how Mad Metal came on. Stick around long enough.
Yeah.
We don't want people watching the show. We just want to be doing the show.
You want people interacting with the show.
Yeah,
exactly. We're gonna be a new thing. It's gonna be like we're gonna be one of those million view channels, but there's gonna be a million people on the show.
Right. We're just rotating them in every 3 seconds, dude.
It'll just be a lot of random like people will just choose syllables to say instead of actual words.
Good. See if we can string together somehow makes magical words.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, enough. All right, people. We are going to get out of here. Thanks for sticking around. Bye-bye.